1. Bam. And now we are live on the tube. Mr. Go Caving, did you vote for Donald Trump?
God bless you.
Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Do you have an irrational fear of Democrats?
Yeah.
Yeah? Why do you believe so?
Are you a Democrat?
Yeah? Oh! Okay. I have no idea if he was being serious or not. I just know that was hilarious. I have no idea if he was being serious or not. I just know that was hilarious. Do you have an irrational fear of Democrats? Yes. Are you a Democrat? Yeah. Drops. So that's two. That's two. That's two diagnoses.
God bless you.
Thank you, Manda, for the pumpkins. I appreciate you. W's. Thank you guys so much. Guys, if you want to support the platform, check the link in the bio. You may follow all the other social media platforms. Your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable. Has been misinformation. What misinformation? Wait, guys, I got two of them.
God bless you.
I got two back to back. We got to restart. Guys, come right back. We got to restart. Come right back. Bro, what? What's going on, TubeSide? You guys are doing just fine. I just got to restart over on my end. Let's see. Let's get this going. How in the world did we get a flag? For what? Hate it here. Let's see. I hate it here. It's going. All right. How in the world? All right, we're good. How in the world did we get a flag? Oh, so forgot to get my call-in number back up. Give me one moment. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Oh, I guess we got a flag for the first guy who came up making the comments about white D and everything. So weird. They're so weird. Pardon verse. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes.
Do you have an irrational fear of Democrats?
Define fear.
God bless you.
Let's say fear. Well, I think we know the definition of fear, but also when we're talking about a phobia or anything of the like, it's also an aversion.
I really don't like Democrats.
Okay. So then would you say you have an irrational fear of them? What is the basis for your dislike of Democrats?
They're really scary.
Can you give an example?
Well, one time I was, I think I was this was about 10 years ago. I think I was 13. And
I know where that's going. That was not going to end well. That was a troll. Not flagging me today. Absolutely not flagging me today. Nope. Nope. Absolutely ridiculous that I got a flag for the last guy. Like, that is actually crazy. I did absolutely nothing. Welcome back in, guys. Let me reset the live goal. And, let me get my call-in number up. I need to move that. Where should I put this? I hope you guys can see that at the top. Alrighty. If you voted for Donald Trump and you believe that you're not suffering from Democrat derangement syndrome, request up in the box. You're the demographic of people that I want to have a conversation with. Those of you over on the Tube side, or even on the TikTok side, if you can't request up in the box, you may call in the number on screen and we can have this conversation. The purpose of this live is to help you out today. I think you guys need help, and I'm just the person to bring you the start, the basis of the help that you so desperately need. Request up in the box, if you voted for Donald Trump. Joanna, did you vote for Donald Trump?
I just wanted to say I was not a troll. I was.
Trump supporters, request up in the box who are not trolls. You're the demographic of people that I want to have a conversation with. We are not doing the weird thing where you guys come up and talk about how much you like things up your bums. I'm sorry. I do not doubt your conviction. I do not knock your kinks, but please go express them somewhere else. Please go express your kinks somewhere else. We're already aware of you. Typically in your red states, the predominant corn that you consume is going to be ebony. We know. You don't have to show it on TikTok. I promise you, we know. I've seen the studies. Yes, there are real studies. I've seen the studies. In red states, transgender corn and black, it's very prominent. Very, very prominent, particularly in red states. They get all those numbers up, all those views up. I'm not knocking it. You should enjoy what you enjoy. Just stop coming up on panels and then being all the phobias. And teen. Yeah, exactly. And teen. Typically, you're going to have the stepsister, stepbro, all that good stuff. Anti-cases. Trump supporters, request up in the box. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your time to show me that you do not suffer from Democrat derangement syndrome. Then again, I don't know. So, if you guys weren't here for the last live and you heard Troy speak, Troy came up and was saying that Chuck Schumer introduced a bill, which it's not a bill, it's a continuing resolution, and it's also not Chuck Schumer's bill. But Chuck Schumer introduced a bill, and the reason why the government is shut down is because Democrats want to give undocumented migrants health care. So, I guess my question is, when were undocumented migrants able to go onto healthcare.gov with no documents and citizenship and apply for healthcare? So are we so unregulated on the internet, according to these people? Are we so unregulated that anybody and their mama can basically just apply for healthcare and get it federally? I just don't know why you guys believe the things that you believe. I don't know why you believe the things that you believe. James, it looks like we may have a victim here. We may have a victim of DDS. James, have you talked to your doctor yet? Have you talked to your doctor yet? I'm just curious. And I see you were sent an invite. So I'm not a doctor. Let me make it abundantly clear. TikTok, I'm not a doctor. I am simply just an advisor. Okay, I'm simply just an advisor. I'm a preliminary expert on these things before you inevitably be scheduled for an actual appointment. So that's what I'm here for, to give you preliminary estimates on your potential for having DDS, and perhaps you have it, in which case we'll get you the proper care that you need. I can recommend you to the right people, and we'll get you taken care of, man. That's what I'm here for. That is my purpose. That is my life's mission and goal. So, if you do not believe that you're suffering from Democrat derangement syndrome, then request up in the box. A perfect example, another example of Democrat derangement syndrome. Can you believe that Trump supporters are calling the summer of 2020 the day of love? Like, they were saying that we were calling it the day of love, the summer of love specifically. That's what it is. Now, I don't know about you guys. I have never once heard a Democrat refer to the summer of 2020, when many of us were out protesting the unjust unaliving of George Floyd, and trying to get legislation passed, such as the Justice and George Floyd Policing Act, to ensure that stuff like that doesn't happen or gets significantly reduced. I don't remember any of us ever calling what took place in the summer of 2020 a summer of love. That is specifically a Republican coin thing, but that's what they call it. That's what they call it. Not to mention, according to Republicans, cities were burned down to the ground and torn apart. Cities like Portland, cities like Minneapolis, that are all standing today. So I guess, I don't know if they made this up or if it was just AI. Whichever one it was, I would say that was a very clear example of Democrat derangement syndrome. The belief that Democrats are controlling the weather, the belief that Democrats are so powerful to while Republicans control all the major branches, we are supposed to have some say in the horrible events that are taking place on a daily basis. Somehow, some way, it must have been Democrats that have been detaining and in some cases deporting people who have legal status here. It must have been the Democrats who are cutting the benefits to millions of Americans in the big, beautiful bill and then trying to reduce the subsidies, eliminate the subsidies, and why they're not passing the recent CR proposed by Democrats to keep the prices of the ACA. Well, I don't know how it's the Democrats doing this. What happened to you? You had to restart so quick. Yeah, so we had a guy come up saying that I liked white shafts and black bums, and we had to restart because then we got a flag for him. So we just did a restart. That's all it was. We just did a restart. With that being said, oh wait, I may not even have the call number up. Give me a second. That's my fault. Let me refresh this page. All right. Call number is up. Those of you on the tube side, if you have an irrational fear of Democrats or you think that you don't, you're more than welcome to call in with the number on the screen. That's going to be 737-295-5321, and we can have the conversation. Because I don't think it's healthy for anyone to have Democrat derangement syndrome. I don't think it's healthy for anyone to have Trump derangement syndrome, which, to be clear, Trump derangement syndrome is simply people who just have an irrational infatuation with Donald Trump. That's what Trump derangement syndrome is. People who, no matter what he does and what he says, will excuse it, will deny it, will act like it didn't happen. I kid you not. I have played videos of Donald Trump's words directly to Trump supporters. I've showed it to them in their face, and I have been told that was AI, or I was told that what I said, or my evaluation of what was said after playing the clip, was liberal propaganda and all these different things. After you show it to them face to face. So my question is, what is real to you? Everything that aligns with your beliefs? What will it take for you guys to understand that you're, I don't know, it's kind of homoerotic. I feel like it's kind of homoerotic. Like I don't defend men like that. I don't defend men like that. You'll never catch me out here going gung-ho for Biden. You'll never catch me out here going gung-ho for Obama outside of the monumental legislations that they passed and the things that they did. So, I don't know. I find it fascinating. Mind you, we've only been live for 10 minutes. We already have two. On the counter. So the goal is to keep that at a 2. I want to talk to reasonable, rational Trump supporters who haven't been affected by like the lead in the water and woke up one day just hating Nancy Pelosi. That's the people that I want to talk to. Ideally, if they exist. Reset live goal. I got you. Appreciate that, Natalia. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and set another one here. The fear of Democrats is so funny. It really is. So let me get this straight. We're weak, right? We're a bunch of wusses. Our policies are terrible.
God bless you.
We don't care about children. In fact, we victimize children. We open up the border. We do all these things. Yet somehow, some way, with Trump being in the office, Your grocery prices aren't cheaper. Your gas prices aren't really cheaper, at least outside of regular market fluctuations. There's been the same amount of wars. The two big ones you said you voted for Trump to end are still ongoing. And we have Donald Trump literally pushing the boundaries with Russia and Putin pushing the boundaries of, what was the report that we had where they found shrapnel that they're trying to determine if there was just drones or like weapons of missiles that was found in the borders of places like Portland. I don't know. I guess I just thought that this super strong, ultra MAGA president would be able to end all of these things within the first couple months, like he said. But for some reason, we're still here. We're still here, litigating the same topics, the same conversations. In fact, we're arguing against things much worse. 42 million people are going to go without their SNAP benefits in a couple of days. 42 million people over the irrational fear that undocumented migrants are just soaking up all your doctors on healthcare. And this is the crazy part. So I presented this to this guy Troy earlier, and I said, so let me get this straight. A small percentage of people, according to you, are able to get access to healthcare in this country. And the solution to that is cutting the benefits, cutting the subsidies at least, and then the benefits for other poor and low income people to spite them. Does that make any sense? Imagine you have two kids. And one kid does something horrible. So what you do is you go, oh, your TV access is gone and your TV access is gone. None of you get to watch the TV tonight over the other kid's mistakes. So I'm like, okay, so you're trying to make me pay to spite him, and I didn't do anything wrong? Because that's what's happening. Even if what they were saying were true, let's say 50,000 undocumented migrants here in the United States were somehow, some way able to afford and apply for the expensive ass Obamacare that they're crying about. Let's say 50,000 of them were able to. So now we're going to fuck over millions of Americans and their subsidies. You can't tell me that that's the party of responsibility. You can't tell me that's the party of the Americans. That's not America first. In fact, that's America last. We're going fuck Americans because of the people we don't like. That's the whole thing. That's the entire thing. What's going on here in the comments? I suspect they aren't typically good parents as a general rule. I mean, I don't know about you. I grew up with not specifically Republican parents, but Republican adjacent. I did not have a good time. Would not recommend. 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. Any cases, guys, continue to tap the screen, do all the good things, share out the live with your friends and family, add it to your story and repost. And let's see if we can get some ops up in here. Trump supporters, request up in the box. You are the demographic of people that we want to have a conversation with. And if you cannot request up in the box, you may call the number on screen and we can find out just how much or if you are at all suffering from Democrat derangement syndrome. Thank you guys for the shares. Appreciate y'all. And I see you guys on the tube side. Thank you so much. Oh, that's what I meant to do. Let me get that going. Do I have a mod up here? Can I get a mod up here for a second? Well, I'm checking this one thing. I saw a new doctor today. It took forever. Yeah, there's a couple of people have to find new doctors in general. A couple of you had to find new doctors in general.
Okay.
What's up, Naquan? Entertain the people. I'm setting up something real quick.
Chocolate God. What's good?
Let's see.
Drop some chocolate bars in the comments for the chocolate God.
No.
Drop some chocolate bars for the chocolate God. Don't let Hector scare y'all. Yeah, the audio got low once I came up, Hector.
The audio got low?
Yeah.
Well, the audio didn't get low. It's just y'all's volume is higher. I don't know why you guys keep saying my audio gets low. It's just competing sounds. That's all it is.
Shauna, don't be a hater. I didn't even snitch on you earlier. Drop a chocolate bar in a comment for the chocolate God, Shauna. Don't make me put an R at the end of your name. Yeah, your volume definitely went down. Everybody's saying your volume got low.
I wasn't even speaking. I literally wasn't speaking.
Did his volume get higher? I know for me it got lower, for sure.
Hold on. I have it on full. It's just the background noise. That's all it is. The background noise competing with the sound on here. And then I can, let's see. The most I can do is I would just have to turn down your end. So I can try and do that. Give me a second. I'll just turn that one down.
Yeah, everybody's saying yours got super low once I came up.
Once I remember how to do this. This is the mixer. I just have to remember how to do it. Seeing several people say they're hearing me just fine. Well, Natalia. Okay, I think I turned yours down. All right. Is his lower?
Yours got louder just now for me.
Okay, so I turned yours down. All right. There you go. There you go. Problem fix. Problem fix.
Whoever said they can hear you probably got an Android.
Shut up, Daquan. Appreciate you coming up. Should be fixed now. Yeah, it's just loud backgrounds, but yeah, I just turned down their audio for everyone, so that should have helped with it. That should have helped with it. Howdy, Hector from Washington. Hello. Hello. I hope that fucking flag didn't screw with me. This is what I don't get. This is what I don't get. Oftentimes, creators get flagged for the things that people up on their panel say. Mind you, I dropped them. And that's absolutely ridiculous. And I didn't even get a chance to appeal it this time around. There was no appeal whatsoever. So, I think that's what we're dealing with now. I have an Android and Hector's still super quiet. What about now? What about now? Let's see. Because it may be y'all. It literally may be y'all. Literally may be y'all. Hold up. What's up?
Hello. Hi.
They
I
said,
hear you fine. I have an iPhone.
yeah. I don't like. I don't know what they're talking about because everything's the same on the over on my end, and then I turn down their volume. Thinks mine's good.
Do you want to hear something that'll make you crash out? Because
What?
I almost crashed out. And then I was like, you know what, Erica, you're an adult. I just filmed like the perfect video. Super perfect video, right? It was awesome, Hector. Awesome. And then guess what? When I go to edit it, right? And I do the reduce noise feature, guess what happens?
What?
You can hear like this wind in the background. Like, where the hell is that coming from? It's just super loud.
From
Super
the
loud.
from
I'm
the
like, where the hell is
feature?
that? No, I don't know where it's coming from. It's just really, really loud. And I was like, I look so pretty. I'm never gonna look like this again. It was a perfect video. And I was like, I don't know how to do it. So I'm before I just re-record, I'm gonna try to isolate the voice. And do that part and like do it as like a overlay and try to get rid of that sound. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But yeah.
How does it sound without the
Anywho,
isolation?
I haven't tried that. I'll try that and see what happens. I'll see what happens.
I have to say,
Anywho, where are the Trump supporters at?
we got 2 flags back to back for the first guest that
Oh,
we did,
fudge.
because he came up talking about black people like white D up their bums, and then immediately
Oh, I was
after
there for that one.
you were there for that one. Okay, so I got 2 flags
Yeah.
back to back. So I'm like, okay,
Then you
restart,
restarted.
and then yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not
Okay.
sure, but we're gonna push through for a couple, and I'll do one more restart. If not, I'll just go be a TikTok thought. I'll go panel hopping.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I was wondering if you're gonna just do it on your phone.
I may do that. I have the sticker set up for that. I may just
Mm-hmm.
do that. But see, this is what I was saying earlier. So in the phone live,
Yes.
it was a slow start, We weren't even at 100 for the first couple of minutes. And then where it started to go up is then when Troy came up. So typically what I've noticed is that the difficulty is when someone gets in the box. If someone gets in the box or not, ultimately heavily
Mm-hmm.
determines if I get more people in the live. If there's a long period of time without anyone in the requests, then we can kind of fall into this little standstill. But if we do get someone in the request, numbers change. That's just what I've noticed. That's just what I've
You want me
noticed.
to be a op? You want to see if it works on studio? Want me to be a op?
Doubtful. She can be a blagger
You
though.
want me to be a op?
There's a 26-minute video on the tube, guys. There's a 26-minute video of Erica being a whole op, and Manny. I forgot about Manny too.
I've been in those spaces recently, and yeah, they are awful people. That's all I got.
There's no point.
Awful people.
There's no.
There's no point
I
whatsoever.
truly think they're worse. I
No.
truly think they're worse than I can talk
Mm-hmm.
to white Trump supporters so much easier than I can talk to black.
Yeah.
And I hate
Yeah.
saying that
I
because
mean,
if there's anyone you're supposed to have more patience for, it's supposed to be your own people, but it's also like
mm-hmm.
no.
Mm-mm. Yeah. It's hard to have conversations. Um, it's just hard to have conversations. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's really, really hard to have conversations. What do you have here?
Let's see. Why does his name seem familiar?
Is this person a Trump supporter? I don't know. Hold on. Hi, Notorious. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, that'd be correct.
You are? Uh-huh. Okay. Hector?
So I was just listening to you guys. So if somebody's brown or black and you support Trump, what exactly is wrong with that?
Makes no sense. Do you have an irrational fear of Democrats?
That's your answer.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Do you have a rational fear of Democrats?
Maybe they're not professional victims like you guys.
Do you have an irrational fear of Democrats?
I don't get paid for being a victim. The fuck?
No, I don't. Nobody fears the Democrats. We just laugh at them because they're stupid.
Oh yeah?
They're anti-American. They hate themselves. They hate their own country. They hate the best country on this planet.
I feel like
Like, where
you
else
just
would you
proved
possibly go?
in point
You
two
can take an empty
seconds
plane and park
that
it
you have an
anywhere in the
irrational
world
fear
and
of
say free
Democrats.
tickets to
So
America.
let's start
And I
with
guarantee you,
Democrats are stupid. Give me a stupid position or policy of the Democrats that
open
lead you to believe
borders,
that they have an irrational fear.
open
Can you
borders,
tell me
giving
which Democrat
Amazon
ran off
money
of
for
open borders?
every single one.
Every single
Hillary
one?
Clinton wanted to do that. Joe
Who
Biden wanted to
who
do that.
who? Clinton?
Your
That's a lie.
Who Clinton?
That
Kamala
Who
wanted to do that.
Clinton?
Hillary.
that's a lie.
Henry
That's
Clinton?
not true, sir.
Well, I know you can find older clips of her saying,
Oh,
opposite,
so
but
Hillary. I don't know
we
who
said we
Henry
said
Clinton is.
in
Got you, got you, got
2016
you.
she was
Listen, you and the bulldozing is
Notorious, you're
already getting on
talking.
my
You
fucking
can't.
nerves.
Yeah, you can't do
So
that.
so let's try this again. When did Hillary Clinton run off of open borders?
2016.
Really? Okay. So if I go to Google right
Well,
now and I Google, did
no,
Hillary Clinton
no,
run
you
off of
won't find
open?
that.
I won't find it. Great. So where would I find it?
No. So this is so nobody
Go ahead,
openly
Erica.
says, "Hey, I am for open borders," but they do things that will get to that. They will make it easier for the illegals to come into the country. I think your friend here wants to say something.
Erica, you have mod powers. So you
I
can go.
do.
Yeah.
I do. I want to say something. All right. I want to say something. Can you tell us what Hillary Clinton's immigration policy was?
Well, she's been flip-flopping on immigration, but her recent
She's been
stance in
flip-flopping
2016
like Hillary.
was,
I don't know how you flip flop.
Did
She
you
hasn't
hear
been in
this guy
government
talking?
for several years.
yeah. You
Like for
remember
almost 10 years, but okay. Go ahead.
So,
Tell us, please.
if you disagree with the fact that she flip-flops on every single issue, that's an easy one to prove.
I think you need to learn word tense, but okay. Go ahead. What was her immigration policy, sir?
Well, she wanted to let the illegals come to America and give them green cards and make it easier for them to get green cards, you know, so that we can flood the country with immigrants and they keep voting blue and the whole country turns to shit and there's no turning back, just
Yeah, I
like
don't
what's
remember
happening in the
seeing that on her
UK and
website.
Canada. You didn't
Yeah,
see what
no,
happened?
that really wasn't. Hillary actually was very tough on immigration. What she actually wanted to do is she did want to do amnesty, sort of Ronald Reagan style.
Thank you, Samantha, for the gifts.
So that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to people that were here undocumented, so those who weren't asylees and those who weren't like permanent residents or had any type of refugee or TPS status. What she wanted to do is when they were detained by ICE, she wanted to basically charge them a fine. I believe the fine was going to be like maybe $1,500, I think it was. So she wanted to charge them a fine. All right. And also, what she wanted to do is have them pay back taxes. So, for however long they've been in the country, they would have to have paid back taxes. So, kind of like a surcharge on taxes until that was paid off and the fine was paid off. And then once it was, they would be able to actually get citizenship here in the United States of America. So she, again, was actually for stricter immigration, and she wanted people, if basically if you couldn't pay, you had to go. So that was it. So I don't know how that equates to open borders or not,
Mhm.
but yeah, how does that
Well,
equate to
And
open
based
borders?
off of your
that actually
logic, then
sounds worse than Trump, to
Donald
be
Trump and
honest.
Elon Musk also
No,
wanted
actually
open
it's not.
borders because of the H-1B
I don't think
visas that
Trump's
It's a
they.
doing all
pathway
that
to
thing.
citizenship.
To make him pay
Sorry, Hector.
$1,000 for
There you go.
every however long. Trump's not doing that.
Again,
It's not $1,000 for however long. It's a fine. It was a fine.
Yeah, based on the time for right, however long you've been times $1,000. I don't know what that multiplier is, but I think you know more. But even then, like I know Obama deported more people than Trump. I think deported about 800,000 people
I don't know
in
what that has to
8
do with your
years.
point. So let's go back to what you're saying. So
Well, my point is that
according to you,
400,000
I
people
got
a
you, got you,
year,
got you.
and
Let's
he
do this.
deported
Shut
all
up.
those people.
So Hillary Clinton ran off of open borders because she wanted to fast track the visa process and get people in here. So I'm saying by your logic, Donald Trump and Elon Musk also ran off of open borders when they wanted to fast track H-1B visas and get them out for companies like Tesla. If we're going by processes to make immigration easier for people who are not criminals and to work in companies, then by your logic, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump did the exact same thing and opened the border.
Well, not exactly, because H-1B visas is necessary to an extent. People cutting a hole in the fence and coming here illegally is not necessary.
Oh, I didn't
for this
know. I didn't
country.
know green cards
We
was
don't need
cutting a
those
hole in
people.
the fence.
Well, when you get here without a visa,
Oh,
you're most likely
so
coming here.
got you. I don't know what you're
Unless you're
talking about, but
overstaying
I
a
thought we
visa,
were talking
you're
about
crossing
green
the
cards. I
border
thought
without
your
permission, right?
specific example of Hillary Clinton was green cards and visas.
Yeah, but
I
before
thought
the
so
green
too.
card process
Oh, so
happens,
they are.
somebody has
Got
to
you. So now that we know
somebody
that
has
your
to come
specific
here. How do
example
they
was
come
of
here?
green
They
cards
cut a
and
hole in the
visas,
fence.
that has absolutely nothing to do with cutting holes in the fence, which brings me back to my first point.
It
By your
absolutely
logic,
has something to do with it.
Donald Trump opened the border.
You know he did it. He closed the border.
No,
He
by your
fixed
logic, he
the
opened the border.
That's why there's
H-1B
no
visas,
more
by your
people
logic.
coming here illegally, and those who are getting sent back.
Got
caught.
you. By your logic, Donald Trump opened the border.
I'm gonna ask a question.
Go ahead.
Ask a question. I don't like a question because I can hear like the guacamole in the back of his throat and it's sending me right now. Hey, are you
Wow.
an American citizen that was born here or did you immigrate here?
I came here legally. Thank you.
You can't. Oh, okay. All right. Hey,
Legally.
Hector, do you think that the guest is aware of how Donald Trump is actually looking through visas
Denaturalization.
and also, yes,
Yeah, I know
yes.
exactly
Thank
what
you
that
for
is.
finishing my sentence.
I know exactly
Thank you
what he's
so
doing.
much. I appreciate you. Okay. So, and you're okay with that, right?
If your
You're
origin in this
prepared to go back
country,
to your home country?
if your origin in this country was illegal, you should go back. Even if you came here 30 years ago, if your origin was illegal, doesn't matter if you're naturalized,
It's not
whatever.
about your origin.
Yeah,
All right, we're
I don't
saying
care
here
about
he's
your
looking at
family splitting your
visas.
parents. You
He's
have to
looking
go
at
back.
visas. You're not listening. That's
He's
the
not
thing. You're
looking at
not
legal.
listening. He is actually looking at visas.
Quite
And
literally.
what
is.
he's
gonna
doing is
deport.
he's
So are you telling me he's gonna deport registered Republicans just because he wants to deport people?
Donald Trump don't care about your party
Yes, he
affiliation.
does.
No, you don't.
Literally
Trust me, you
doesn't.
don't. If he cared about your party affiliation, then he know that the majority of people who receive SNAP benefits, not only are they white, but they also live in red states. All right. So guess what? That cancels two things that people think that Donald Trump cares about: white folks and Republicans. He don't care at all.
See,
None.
there's a
None
hole in your
whatsoever.
logic though, because like
There's no
the
hole
why,
in my
why
logic.
you're saying that somebody like Kash Patel will get deported.
Isn't Cash Patel American? No, he was literally born here.
Well, his parents came from India, so you're telling his parents are going
That
back?
they don't. Yeah, if they
Oh,
get picked,
okay.
yeah, the
So you
fuck.
see,
Cash
you
Literally.
see
Patel is
how you
American.
see
Thank
how
you,
you
Feisty,
That's
for
not
the
a switch.
$20 on Venmo.
you're telling me Kash
Feisty
Patel,
Vido
the
ass, I
director of
appreciate you.
FBI.
Can we get some W's in the chat for Feisty? Y'all, some
Dear, this
W's in
guy
the chat for
disagrees.
Feisty. Fucking moron. Appreciate your support.
I hear this guy,
Guys, thank you
yes.
so much. Go ahead and do me a favor. Go ahead and do me a favor. Erica's also here as well. Make sure we're taking care of her. Her links is in the bio. Those of you who want to support the platform, Hector Talks with 2 R's. Hector Talks with 2 R's on Cash App and Venmo. Those of you on the Tube side, I have that information pinned for you in the chat. Make sure that we're taking care of the good stuff here in the live. Tap up the screen, do all the good things. So anyways, several different things that you went over. You said Democrats are stupid and you didn't substantiate it. Then you said open borders. I never remember seeing that on any Democrat's website. Then you said, no, well, they don't run off of open borders on their website, but they implement policies that open up the border, into which case I asked you for an example.
Look
and
at
you
these
said,
two race baiters.
okay,
The biggest race
I
baiters
don't
on
remember
TikTok.
asking you
Oh,
anything
Kelton,
yet.
go fall off a cliff or something. Good grief.
In which case you went
The
immediately
You guys
to talking
ban rules
about
if
the I don't
you know,
Let's
I
talk about some racist
okay.
shit.
So
Hey,
let's do this. Let's
focus,
do this.
Notorious
'Cause I'm not doing
focus.
this with y'all today. Then you gave an example of Hillary Clinton and what she wanted for green cards. Somehow that span into green card holders cutting holes in the border. Yeah, so you still have yet to substantiate any of your points made. And I think you have a clear and blatant example of Democrat derangement syndrome, in which case I have to ask you, why don't you not
Yo, you guys
do
are so
that?
original, bro. Democrat derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
Come up with your own.
You
got
believe that
it.
Hillary Clinton
Come up with
opened the
your own
border
terms.
or ran off
You
of
guys
opening
are
the border,
so
and you
fucking
have yet to substantiate
slow,
it.
bro. Okay, so you telling me that people are not cutting holes in the fence to come to America?
Were we talking about that, or were we talking about your claim?
Well, that's part of
We're
what.
talking
Oh,
about better
no.
talking
Does
about
that happen?
So that's a
Or does that not
completely
happen?
different thing from what we're talking about. So not only
So
can you
are
not
people doing that
substantiate
or no?
why you have an irrational fear of Democrats, but you also can't seem to stay on topic, which is very common when we're talking to Trump supporters on examples of them substantiating their own claims. It's very common. This is actually sign number 6 that you've
Very.
shown here. So
Hey,
I got
Hector,
you.
will you ask him about how he came to the United States? He said legally. Under what program?
Oh, don't worry. It was completely
No,
legal.
what
You-
program?
Doesn't
No,
matter.
but what program?
Does not matter. Why would I give you that? Why would I
No,
give?
because it actually
Why
does
is it a
matter
secret?
because you think that Donald Trump isn't actually, I know
I'm not
exactly,
trying
like,
to educate more people to come here. I want less.
what?
If you're a legal
Already
citizen,
have enough
shouldn't
of
you
it.
be proud of how you got here?
Yeah. I am.
Okay, so why is it such a big secret for you?
So why is he trying to kick the ladder?
Were you one of
Why are you
those
trying to
fence
close the
cutters?
door?
Are you one of those fence cutters trying to parade yourself as a legal?
Yeah, there we go. That's like calling a black person Uncle Tom.
No, it's not. I said, are
You
you
don't know
one
what
of
that
those
means,
fence
so there's
cutters
that.
that are trying to parade yourself as
The
a
two do
legal?
not
It
correlate.
means it's a black person with self-respect.
God
You
bless
don't like
you.
that.
So,
You don't know what Uncle Tom is.
thank you, Shauna. Thank you, Natalia. So again,
So
if you're proud of how you came here legally, then simply tell us how you got here legally.
I came here
How
legally.
much time do you need to make up your
you.
story?
I'm not making up nothing. If I wanted to tell you, I would have told you already.
Oh, really? And you don't? Obviously, you have a reason to hide it. I think it's unfortunate. Listen,
Oh,
man.
so you're telling me?
Listen,
so-
I'm
so-
one
so
of those
you trying to
people.
say
I'm one
that
of those
I came
people
here
who's pro.
illegally?
So long as you've never committed a crime, I actually don't mind you being here. So you don't have to be so secretive with me.
Coming here
Exactly.
illegally is a crime. How do you skip past that? If you come, you
I'm
try
sorry.
going
Did
to
I?
Dubai
Did
or-
I?
or some
What did I
country
say?
without a visa
Was I talking
and see
about that,
what
or was we
happens to you.
talking about how he got here legally? Once again, you have trouble
Yeah,
staying on
There's a
topic.
ladder.
It's very common.
Yes, I'm a ladder.
It's a very
player.
common symptom
Wow.
of Democrat derangement syndrome not to be able to stay on
Wow.
topic.
You can't focus for shit.
Can't focus for anything, specifically when we're talking about Democrats. So I want to give you one more chance, because obviously I can't just use the 7 other examples you just gave me to determine this. I want to go for at least 8 because I'm a very thorough preliminary doctor, right? Can you tell me an example? Give me an example of how Democrats are stupid in their policy. Just give me one. Try again.
Literally everything they do is stupid.
I
bro.
said
Look at that New
one,
York
and
guy,
you
the
said
fucking
everything.
Mandami guy. He wants to make everything free. He's gonna scare off.
I don't
every
remember.
billionaire
I don't
out of
remember
New
Zoran
York.
Mamdani running off of making everything free. That's communism.
Didn't he say we shouldn't have billionaires? We should just take their money.
I'm sorry. When did he
What do
say
you think
that?
is gonna happen to the economy if you just start? He said we should not have billionaires. We should just take their money.
God bless
They should
you.
pay like
Zoran
70%
Mamdani
taxes.
said we should not have
We should not
billionaires.
have
Really?
We should take their money.
Yeah, that they should pay so much tax that all of their money is
Got you.
given to the
Got you.
public.
Got you. I got you. Let me look up this claim here. Let's look at this claim here.
Where are you? How are you checking this? Are you googling this?
Guys, continue to tap the screen, share out the live, do all of the
I
good
don't
things.
think you're
I
doing
think
it.
we're a little
I
bit
wanna-
over
I
50K
wanna-
likes, so ensure we're doing all the good
ask
things.
a question.
How the fuck
Do
do
all
you
the good
check
things,
that?
guys.
You talking
Hey,
to God over there?
so notorious.
Hey,
Tortillas or naan? Which one?
sorry, what?
When it comes to what you like to dip into maybe a curry or a salsa, guacamole, or a masala, which one? Which one are you gonna choose? Are you choosing
No,
a
I
naan or a
actually,
tortilla?
I actually
Which one are
like.
you choosing?
No, I like to boil a raccoon in water on an open fire and eat
Uh-huh.
that. That's my favorite.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
you know what's crazy, Erica?
Yeah.
Um,
Because the people think this is the guy we talked to before, but I don't remember him.
No, I
his
don't think we
name
ever
looked
spoke
familiar,
before.
but I don't recall him from any
Don't
other
remember this
conversation.
guy.
But his name looked
No,
familiar.
I don't think it was me. Must have spoken to another ladder puller.
So
Well, I'm glad you are self-aware.
Zoran Mamdani's exact quote
You see,
is a little bit
problem
different
is
from how he
when
tried to
your ladder
advertise
is a
it.
legal
So I
ladder,
think
it
you
stays there
need to
forever.
do a much better job, a much
So
better
did you-
job
did you
at
find what I
shutting
said? Did you find
the
my claim or
fuck
no?
up when I'm speaking. In fact, mods, can you guys do me a favor and keep him muted because it's actually starting to tick me off. Here we go. Here's Zoran Mamdani's exact words. Asked directly whether billionaires should have a right to exist, Mamdani, who identifies as a democratic socialist, told NBC News, "I don't think that we should have billionaires because, frankly, it is so much money in a moment of such inequality. And ultimately, what we need more of is equality across our city and across our state and across our country." So, Zoran Mamdani never said that he wanted to eliminate billionaires by taxing the hell out of them, which was your claim.
That's exactly what he said.
No, I think I just read
Like if
exactly
you
what he
summarize
said.
what he said, that's
Got,
exactly what it means. We
summarizing.
should
So
not
now
have
we're
billionaires,
adding
and
words.
their money is
Got
our
you. So
money.
let's
You
try
want
this
them-
again. Let's try this again, just to be sure that you don't have a comprehension problem. Got you. I don't think that we should have billionaires because, frankly, it is so much money in a moment of such inequality. And ultimately, what we need more of is equality across our city and across our state and across our country. And I look forward to working with everyone, including billionaires, to make a city that is fair for all of them. I do not remember reading anywhere in that statement that he said he wants to eliminate billionaires by taxation. His personal opinions on billionaires existing does not equate to how he's going to implement policy.
You know, that's exactly what it means. Like that's how normal people hear it. I don't know what the fuck you
That's
get
how
out of it.
normal people hear it. I think normal people hear what they want to hear then. And by normal people, I think you mean people like you suffering from Democrat derangement syndrome.
Yeah, I don't really hate nobody, man. I used to vote Democrat before 2016.
I don't remember asking
And
if
then
you
I saw
hated
what they
anyone.
really are, and that's when I voted for Trump.
So I don't know what else to tell you outside of the fact that you unfortunately have
I
a
don't know
very
why you're getting so
severe case
hostile,
of it.
I've said nothing
Side effects
disrespectful
includes
to you.
having comprehension problems. You probably suffer from headaches of how much you frustrate yourself. You probably believe the 2020 election was stolen, and I think that's unfortunate. A word of advice, one of the simple ways you can diagnose,
No, I don't.
one of the simple ways you
No,
can
I don't.
treat your extreme case of Democrat derangement syndrome is probably drinking more water, reading accurate news networks, and just turning off like Donald Trump speeches every now and then. That's
Like
just a
who?
start.
Like
That's
what
just a
news
start.
sources
There are more aggressive ways you can go about this. Some of those examples could be stepping outside. We can try that. Oh, did I disconnect? Hold on a second.
So yeah, what news
Call
source are you
from
telling me to
A
listen to?
debater?
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Any case, hold on
Fox?
1 second, caller. So, Notorious, I would strongly suggest that you get the right meds and doses to tackle that crisis that you're dealing with. That makes 3. Caller, are you there?
We did it, Joe.
Yes.
All right. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
I voted for Trump with both my hands, my entire chest, and if I could have used the foot, I would have, Hector.
Okay. Do you have an irrational fear of Democrats?
No, I just don't believe that their policies are good for the nation or any community that they lead.
Can you give me an example of one of those policies?
Bail reform.
Okay. You think bail reform is bad?
I think it's disgusting.
If you don't mind me asking,
Can they
are
hear
you
me in the live?
Yes.
Okay.
If you don't mind me asking, are you a black man?
Me no black, me Dominican.
Is this Bretta?
The GOAT.
For fuck's sake. All right. What's the issue with bail reform?
I just feel we're too lenient on crime. We need to police our people more. There are mentally deranged people that are a detriment to society.
Okay.
We need to lock them up.
How
Lock
does
'em
bail
up.
reform enable crime?
Does it incentivizes crime, seeing as that they won't get penalized for what they do. Lock them up.
Okay. I don't think you. I'm not sure if you understand how bail reform works. Let's give an example of. Are you a proponent for or against cashless bail?
Okay, so if I know there's a cashless bail and and I'm gonna be let out, then I'm gonna go and loot stores. I'm gonna go and assault somebody that I don't like because it's a petty fight. In fact,
I
I
can't
saw
hear
a
him.
conservative get
You
punched
can't
in the
hear
face
him?
because she was asking about AB.
The chat can, but I can't.
You can't hear me?
No. My panel can't hear you for some reason. Why is that? Everyone should be able to.
Please. I
Tube.
want to traumatize everybody at the same time. Please fix it.
Tube side. Can you hear the caller? Just need a quick confirmation. Actually, yeah, I think I see from the comments you can. Why is it only Erica? That's odd. Let me see what I can.
Are you talking to Bretta?
Yeah, Bretta called in. He's complaining about bail reform.
Oh my God, I'm dropping. I want to hear this. Tell him he's
Bears
stupid.
are cool.
All right.
Bail.
Thank you, Erica,
Bail
for
needs
coming
to
up.
be higher.
Okay.
And his music tastes suck.
Erica wanted me to tell you that you're stupid and your music taste sucks. I'm just the messenger. So can you?
That my music taste sucks.
How do you think bail reform
She tried
works?
to quiz me on Reba. She literally tried to quiz me on Reba. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. How am I supposed to know Reba?
How do you think cashless bail works?
Cashless bail. How does it work? I don't know exactly how it works per se. I know that it lets out criminals faster.
So do you think it makes sense
They
to
don't
be
need money to
against
pay for the
one of the
bail
aspects of
because
bail
somebody
reform
pays it for
when
them.
you don't know how one of
Listen.
those key things work?
And tell me, how does it work? How does bail reform help the regular citizen that doesn't commit crime? Explain that to me.
It doesn't negatively impact them.
So if a rapist rapes a woman and there's bail reform, somebody paid the bail for them and they don't have to pay it back, where does that, are women safe in the streets again? Because New York lets out rapists all the time, believe it or not.
Bail reform does not let out specific criminals and specific crimes, one of them being violent and sexual.
Yeah. In New York, no, that's not true. That's not true. Violent offenders get let out on a regular basis. We are unsafe in these New York streets. We're not allowed to have weapons. We're not allowed to defend ourselves because we get into a fight with an assailant, an assaulter, we get penalized with the assaulter. We only have a duty to retreat. And then on top of it, bail reform lets them out like the next day. What are we supposed to do? Me, I've never committed a crime, Hector.
I
What am I supposed to do?
unfamiliar with any law in New York City that lets out rapists.
All right, just go ahead and look it up. She literally played Reba. Like, I thought she was going to play Donny Hathaway. I thought she was going to play some real shit, She's like, you don't know Reba? How would I know Reba?
Do you know what cashless bail in your state applies to?
What does it apply to?
It's misdemeanors and nonviolent felonies.
But can you charge misdemeanor? Is it the charge at the discretion of the police officer? So there are violent assaults.
I mean, all charges, I guess, would be in part at the discretion of the officer. Whoever would catch it, report it to their base.
Can a violent offender be charged with a misdemeanor?
If there was a reported properly, technically, that's an issue of corrupt cops.
There you go.
So that's not a criticism of the policy. That is a criticism of the police force.
No, we don't have enough jails. We don't have enough space. We need to build more jails. We need to invest in more jails.
Well, there would be no point in doing that. Hold on. You just made an argument of the police being so corrupt that they're not even charging people properly, right? Or at least not presenting the right information to people who would charge them properly.
It's not even about
Thank you for
people.
pointing that out, Hawk. It would be the DA.
Because
so
the judge can lower. The judge can lower the.
Regardless, your criticism was corrupt justice system, which wouldn't be a knock on cashless bail.
Corrupt justice system.
And then if you said this, if you specifically, you made an argument of cops.
I said bail reform.
You made an argument of cops not arresting people for the right crimes, right?
No, I didn't say that.
Because you were hold on. You were making the argument of police officers and charges that they get being at police officers' discretion, correct?
No, listen.
You're the one who literally asked me the question.
Listen, listen to me, because you're all over the place. I got you. You brought up, how does cashless bail work? It only works for misdemeanors. I said, is it
and non-violent crimes? Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Listen to me. Things can be violent and be charged as a misdemeanor. They can be charged by the cops for a violent crime, and then the judge lowers it to a misdemeanor. All right?
So once again, that wouldn't be a knock on cashless bail. That would be a knock on the judges not applying the law correctly to criminals and their crimes.
You're not getting.
And then you said
what policies on the left?
And then you said we need more jails and more prisons. After saying that cops are not applying their charges correctly, the judges are reducing them, and you want more places to hold them.
People.
Right.
Are you listening to me, or
so if they're mischarging people, why would we want more jails?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. If they're mischarging people, why would we want more jails?
Because they're not charging them correctly. And also, you know what they do? There's a bunch of college students that are entrusted with the law and charging people, and they don't penalize them. I actually saw I don't know if you saw the lady that went viral for interviewing people in the Bronx. She got punched in the mouth. Did you see that? The conservative lady, she's a street interviewer.
No.
Yes or no, sir?
I literally just said no.
You didn't see that? Okay, well, she punched her in the face. They filed charges, and the charges went nowhere. They got dropped. She punched her in the mouth. The charges got dropped.
Why'd they get dropped?
Why? because the what is it? They have like college students that oversee some cases, and they didn't penalize this lady to the fullest extent of the law. They just let the case
wait, what? Hold on. What? College what?
Yeah, hold on. Let me pull it up. Well, pull it up. I can't put it on the camera. I'm on a phone call. Can I request live? So I can put it on the camera?
I know you know how TikTok works. Why are you asking me stupid questions?
No, am I allowed to? I'm asking permission to do this on a panel.
You have permission to call in.
Why can't you just answer yes or no? Why you gotta answer like a woman?
What does that mean?
Just answer yes or no. You can go just yes or no. Yeah, request up live. Why you gotta play this game? You requested, you called.
I love how just Republicans are now hyper consent, I guess. You may request up in the panel to show your evidence. Jesus fuck. What is the name of this individual?
Why you gotta say Jesus F?
Because I wanted to. Freedom of speech.
It's crazy. Just type in the woman that got punched in the Bronx. It like literally comes up. She went viral for getting punched in the face for asking about AB.
And cashless bail freed her?
No, cashless bail didn't free her. The lady never got charged or penalized in New York. Because it's a liberal city full of liberal judges, liberal DAs that don't give a shit about the community. They don't.
The Bronx woman caught on camera sucker punching a pro-life activist has dodged criminal charges in the case because the Manhattan District Attorney's office failed to meet a legal deadline, but instead of remorse, she attacked her victim again. Breonna J. Rivers has been facing a second-degree assault charge for the April incident which took place in Harlem while Savannah Craven Antiao was interviewing her, but a court dismissed the case in July after DA Alvin Bragg's office failed to turn over evidence to the defense team on time. So this is a failure of the office.
There you go. Yeah, but it was a young student that was handling the case, and that's why
I don't really care who was handling the case. This is a failure on their part.
Overwhelmed.
This is a failure on their part that is in no way, shape, or form a knock on cashless bail.
So, okay. So first and foremost, you said, what's your problem with Democrats? And you said, give me one policy. So I just threw out cashless bail. But I got a problem with how everything is running under Democrat leaders.
I just need you to stick to one thing. I just need you to stick to one thing. Because this failure on this DA's office has nothing to do with Democrats. You're just picking out New York because it's a Democratic-run city.
The DA's Democrat, mayor's Democrat, governor Democrat.
So you understand where this argument would fall apart is if I were to go pick an example of a DA office in a red state who did the exact same thing.
Pull it up.
Pull what up?
Show me in a red state where somebody was assaulted and they just didn't penalize them because time ran out.
You're asking for a specific example. That's not my argument. My argument is this corruption.
You said that you could do it.
The example that was, got you. Let me help you out. Got you. Let me clarify. Let me help you out. The point that I was making is I can go look up any police department, any DA who was found to have been corrupt or failed to meet the deadline in this specific example in a red state, and that wouldn't be a knock on a red state specific DA. That would just be a knock on the system as a whole. And the failures, this isn't, okay, hold on. So I want to remind you that we're talking about Democrats, and Democrat derangement syndrome is my topic. You brought up this one example in a Democratic city with an alleged Democratic DA, and my argument is this in no way, shape, or form is a bad or reflective on Democrats, unless you have a pattern of Democratic DA specifically that do this.
Pull it up. If a red DA did it in a red state, pull it up. You show me hey, this is not something that is exclusive to Democrats. This something happens across the nation, and you can give me an example of a red state doing this. And I'll be like, oh, okay, all right. Oh, pull it up.
You're completely
Where did a red
missing
DA
the point.
Let charges for a violent assault expire? Go.
It's the deadline that they missed, but
I
okay.
promise you, that shit only happens in New York and California.
Oh, got you. So there's only police corruption in New York and California. Gotcha.
Can I sing to your audience? No, it's not police corruption. It's a weak system on
Criminal justice system, correct?
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Criminal justice system, correct?
Huh?
Criminal justice system, correct?
Say that again?
Criminal justice system, correct?
The criminal justice
Got
system
you.
does not
Cool. So the
penalize
criminal
criminals
justice
in
system is only bad in blue states, correct?
No.
Okay.
Show me.
So that's my entire fucking argument. You pull one DA up in the state of New York who failed to do their job, and you're now going, this is the result of a Democratic policy. So the reason I need you to listen to the words coming out of my mouth.
Show me where a
Your entire argument was that Democratic policies are bad, cashless pay is bad, this is a result of Democratic policies. The example you just gave has nothing to do with Democratic policies. So the fact that we're even going down this rabbit hole means nothing to you.
Can you show me cashless? Do red states have cashless bail?
I don't know of any red state that have cashless bail.
Okay, can you show me a red state that has let a violent assault go just because it expired, just because the DA just let it go? Oops.
Hold on. I don't know why you're still trying to knock cashless bail when you haven't given an example of its failure.
Show me the money.
I don't know what you're asking for. Because we're talking about cashless bail, you provided to give me an example of something that had nothing to do with cashless bail, and it doesn't prove your point. I'm not pivoting. We were talking about cashless bail. You then gave an example of a failure with the DA office.
Last year, they let out like 8 immigrants that assaulted police officers on cashless bail. They were back on the street because of cashless bail. They were sticking middle fingers up to the camera after they were let out. Cashless bail.
Where was this?
They literally did that on camera.
Where was this?
Fingers up to the camera.
Where was this?
In New York City. In New York City. It happened in New York City. Literally,
you can keep saying New York City. Can you tell me what this case was?
They jumped the police.
I don't need you to tell me what the name.
I don't know the names of the kids. Hold on, let me look it up. I don't know the names of them per se.
Guys, continue to tap the screen. We have 149 people in the live and about 85k likes. Be sure to tap up. Hold on. Oh, I see your message here. Funny, I literally just Natalia, we don't do pay to drop anymore. What do you want me to do with your 10? We don't do pay to drop anymore.
Why don't you do pay to drop anymore?
Because I want to control the conversation.
Oh, I can appreciate that.
Okay.
Hold on.
Kansas, August 2025. Steve Howe. What's that for, Kimmy? What's that for, Kimmy? Let me see.
I like being on the phone. The chat is not that bad on me when I'm on the phone.
Okay.
I beat your chat.
God bless you.
Let's see.
Can they hear me?
Kansas. What am I looking for, Kimmy? What am I looking for? August 2025, Steve Howe. I searched that. Kansas Steve Howe, 2025. I'm not seeing anything. Lenexa police officer won't be charged in fatal shooting of Grandview man. What is this about? The Lenexa police... Hold on. I see you in the request. Panelists can't... Whatchamacallit? Well, Erica couldn't hear him, but panelists can't speak to the caller. The caller can't hear the panel, and the panel can't hear the caller.
Yo, they be so thirsty to talk to me. I like that I'm on the phone.
It's an officer justified shooting.
He be mad thirsty, bro.
2 officers at the scene and both ordered the Grandview man to put his hands up and not touch his
On January 27, 2024, in
guns.
Times Square in New York City, a group of migrants, later reported as 8 in number, allegedly attacked 2 officers of the New York City Police Department. This was caught on camera. Among them was Joan Boada, a Venezuelan national who was detained.
What is the name?
And released.
Say this again.
Joan, Joan, and then his last name is Boada, Boada, a Venezuelan national who was detained, arraigned, released without bail. As he left course, Boada, as reportedly others, gave the middle finger gesture to medias and cameras.
Yeah, so this was 2024, correct?
Street, cashless bail.
This was 2024, correct? NYPD officer attack?
Huh?
NYPD officer attack?
Yeah, when Biden was letting them run free. Yeah.
Charges against a man initially arrested as a suspect for attacking police officers in New York City. I don't know if you don't hear me speaking or what, but I'm reading what you're saying. Charges against the man initially arrested as a suspect for attacking police officers in New York City were dropped, according to the Manhattan District Attorney, because he had been misidentified as a participant in the January 2024 brawl, not because crime by a migrant has no consequences, as suggested in social media post.
Say that again?
This individual that you mentioned, were you not listening? The charges were dropped because he was wrongfully identified. Correct. Post on social media shared a photograph showing a 22-year-old Venezuelan man, Joan Boada, with captions such as, Manhattan DA just dropped all charges against Joan Boada, 22, migrant who flipped the bird at photographers following his involvement in a gang attack on the NYPD, no consequences. He was let out because he was misidentified. So 7 others, you mean? If he was one of the people that was, the charges were dropped.
No, there were 8 others. There was 8 others. So it was 9
refers to attack on 2 New York Police Department NYPD
and I remember
officers.
These people got on the bus and left the city, and we had to track them down and like.
The Manhattan District Attorney's Office indicted 7 people on February 8th for their role in the attack, stating in a court document that the participants were identified based on surveillance and police body-worn camera footage, as well as interviews with witnesses. The Manhattan DA's office said in an email citing court documents that, after a thorough and diligent investigation, Joan Boada has been exonerated as a participant. So this is one person who was exonerated, and you're saying the other 7 did the crime.
Weeks after the brawl, the Manhattan District Attorney acknowledged that some of the people initially accused of kicking people were found to have played a less significant role in the melee than previously thought. Meaning, they didn't just catch a random Spanish person. They just say that he wasn't the main one swinging. Yo, had it been black people, black Americans, they wouldn't have been like, he only swung a little bit, or he only tried to pull his friend away from
5 of them were released on bail, and the rest remain at large. 1 was in jail. They were bailed out.
Cooked.
They were bailed out.
And even Kathy Hochul, a Democrat.
Hey, Bretta. Hey, Bretta. Hey, Bretta. Hey, Bretta. Hey, Bretta. Hey, Bretta.
Yeah.
How did cashless bail free them?
They didn't pay bail when they left, bro.
I don't see anything here about cashless bail.
The reason they were released without
I don't see
bail.
anything here about cashless bail.
Are you?
They can't be released without bail when it said 5 of them were released on bail. I'm reading the story. Where did you see that they were released on cashless bail or got out,
I'm in the
not a
Wall Street
bail?
Journal right now. The footage of migrants who attacked New York Police Department officers being released without bail while flipping birds is beyond enraging.
5 were released on bail.
I think that's when they got caught again, because they.
So there were 2 times that they were caught.
Again when they left. Excuse me. They were apprehended again after they were let out without bail.
This date would be February 2024.
They fled the city.
Got you.
Excuse me.
An attack on police officers in New York City Times Square, allegedly by a group of migrants, most of whom were released on bail. Melee broke out on Saturday evening. Attempted to break a disorderly group of men. When the officers tried to arrest one of the men, CCTV footage shows them being attacked by assailants. Blah, blah, blah. Kathy Hochul said, get them all and send them back. Wow, not a Democratic governor saying deport violent criminal undocumented migrants. You don't touch our police officers. You don't touch anybody. Assaulting a police officer is considered a federal crime in the U.S., and it serves as ground for deportation.
Yo, hold on. I'm getting a call. Hold on.
Henry Brito is the only migrant accused of involvement in the attack who remains in jail. On Thursday, a judge ruled that Mr. Brito would be held on $15,000 bail for second-degree assault and obstructing governmental administration. So the one person who actually had the charge for a second-degree assault was in jail. He was arrested. His bail was set at $15,000. The rest of them were released. What am I missing here? The Manhattan District Attorney's Office said the other suspects were released as evidence is still being gathered. So there wasn't substantial enough evidence to hold them versus the one guy where there was. Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Let's read more into the story. Not to mention, in neither his article or mine am I reading anything about cashless bail.
Hello?
Yep.
Hello? Okay, so obviously you said you heard her say, go and get them back. So they let him out originally.
No, that's literally not what I just read.
Up.
That's literally not what I just read.
Bro.
Where did you hear get them back?
So what did Hoku say?
The quote I just read,
what did Hoku
should get them
say?
all and send them back
Send
to
them
their
back.
country of origin.
How can they send them back if they were still there?
Send them back to their countries of origin because they were undocumented migrants who committed the crime, which is the portable offense allegedly?
Exactly.
How's that an exactly?
Where do you
And exactly for what?
got bailed out?
Literally just read at the top here. 5 of those were released on bail and the rest remain at large. 1 remains in jail. The one I just read over who has a $15,000 bail set. Had, because this was February 2024. Where are you reading that they were released on cashless bail? Because that's what we're missing here. Let's see.
Okay, so the other suspect was given bail, Joe Henry Brito, because additional crimes emerged. So they couldn't release this nigga in any way because he was literally the worst.
And the rest of them did not have a substantial enough evidence for their charges to be held.
God bless you.
Thank you, Natalia. Am I fucking tripping here?
You are fucking tripping. Announced 4 of the 5 arrested in the incident were released without bail. Literally.
Where are you reading
right
this?
over here. NYPD officers attacked in Times Square. 5 suspects arrested.
What article is this?
And these 5 were released.
What
on
article is this?
PBS.
What is the name of the article?
Literally, NYPD officers attacked in Times Square. 5 suspects arrested. 7 still on the loose. Updated January 31st, 2024. NYPD is expressing outrage after officers said a crowd of asylum
So wait,
seekers attacked
this
12
article is
over
from
the
January.
weekend,
I'm
only
reading
to be released
updated
without
information
bail.
from February, and the previous articles in March.
Hold on.
I read articles from
Listen
February
to
and
me.
March. You're reading the article
Are
from
you gonna let me-
January.
are you going to let me finish speaking? Listen, the NYPD is expressing outrage after officers said a crowd of asylum seekers attacked 2 of their own in Times Square over the weekend, only to be released without bail. Police are asking the public's help identifying men they say were part of a group of 12 that attacked 2 officers on Saturday
They were
night.
found.
Surveillance
One was
video-
detained.
surveillance
The
video-
updated article mentions nothing about cashless bail. You're talking about January. I read articles from February and March. Again, and I looked up NYPD officers attacked in Times Square. And the recent article I'm seeing from that is May the 6th, 2025. Did you give me the wrong name of the article?
NYPD officers. I'm going to request up on your platform real quick so I can put it on the screen, all right?
I need the article so I can look at it myself.
Bro, that's the literal title. Local news. CBS News.
What are you leaving
NYPD
out? Because you're
officers
not
attack
giving me
Times Square.
everything.
Yo, can
This
I
is
fucking-
a-
I am giving you everything. What more do you want, nigga?
Hold on.
NYPD officers attacked in Times Square. 5 suspects arrested. 7 still on the loose. Is the name of the fucking op.
Let's do. Find it myself. CBS News. NYPD officers attacked. Da, 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 da. Let's do 2024.
Look at that. NYPD says, and this is the February 1st.
The NYPD is
2024
expressing
op-ed.
outrage after officers said in
The
a crowd of
NYPD
asylum
says,
seekers attacked 2 of their own in Times Square over the weekend, only to be released without bail. People are asking the public's help identifying the men they say were part of a group of 12 that attacked 2 officers on Saturday night. Surveillance video provided by the NYPD shows the front of a migrant shelter at 220 West 22nd Police. Dispense of disorderly crowd. Second clip then shows officers apparently trying to take someone into custody when police say the officers were attacked by a group of men. Pointing to an NYPD source, the lieutenant suffered a laceration to his face.
No, don't skip that. You have 8 people attacking a lieutenant and a cop running
I
up
mean,
to
I
them,
thought
trying
we,
to kick
I
them
thought
in
we
their
already,
face.
I
NYPD
thought we already
said,
went over that.
Chief of
I'm
Patrol
trying to
John
get
Shell
to.
said, then
Okay,
go.
got you. I'm trying to find your claim specifically because this is the allegation that all of these men
my
were
claim was
involved
at
in
the
the
top.
attack.
My claim was at the top. The NYPD is expressing outrage after
Got you.
officers
Let's
said
try
a crowd
this
of
again.
asylum
Let's
seekers
try this
attacked
again.
two of their own
So this
in Times Square over
article
the weekend, only to
was
be
from
released without bail.
January.
What
The
fuck
ones
you
that I
talking about?
read were from
Only to be released
February
without
and
bail.
March, where they showed that they did not have sufficient
Okay,
enough
then I got
evidence
February
to
1st.
hold
It
these
doesn't
individuals.
fucking matter because
So
they were
because
released
they
without
didn't have
bail. You're
sufficient
trying to
enough
goalpost
evidence
north.
to hold these individuals and give them the charge that you're speaking of, those bail policies that you're referencing
because they
did
couldn't
not
distinguish
apply
faces
to
'cause they
them.
all had hoods on their
You
fucking
do
heads in the fucking
understand
camera.
that
That's
those
why. They
bail,
all got hoods
those
and
bail
covering their
requirements
faces so
that
they
you're
didn't have
talking
enough
about
evidence to
did
charge them.
not
That doesn't mean that they're
apply
fucking innocent,
to
you
them.
bozo.
Well, it actually literally does because none of them were arrested afterwards.
Yeah, because they were wearing masks and they couldn't determine that that was them in the fucking video. Watch the video. They were wearing hoods and we couldn't tell that that was them, but that was them.
Uh-huh. Got you. So that's an allegation. Regardless of
Look
that,
at the video.
based
They're
off
all
the
wearing
evidence
hoods
that was
attacking police
provided.
officers and you can't see their face.
So let me get this straight. You have a video that clearly shows that it was them who did it. And police officers have said videos clearly showing it's them who did it, but they couldn't tie them to the crime.
Because they were wearing hoods and face
So
masks,
because they were
couldn't
wearing
say
hoods
that
and
that's
face
them in the
masks,
camera.
we have zero clue whatsoever if they're the people that you're talking about. Hence why they were released without bail, because they didn't have the appropriate charges where bail would apply.
What a disingenuous piece of
I'm
fucking
sorry.
shit you
What
are.
is disingenuous
Oh,
about the
you're just
fact
casting
your
doubt,
entire
and that's
claim?
why- and
No,
that's
no,
what
no,
set
no.
them out.
Your
Have you
entire
ever
claim
tried
was
to
that
fucking
they
case
did
if
this
you were a
crime.
fucking black?
Police
You
officers
fucking
couldn't even
coon,
prove that they did
Would
the
that have
crime.
been the fucking case, you fucking coon?
Prove-
Would that have been the fucking case, you fucking coon, if it was black people, you fucking sellout piece of fucking shit? Huh? You're a fucking sellout piece of shit, nigga. Because had it been blacks, they wouldn't have said, oh, we just gonna let them out because we don't have enough fucking evidence, you fucking sellout fucking coon.
Hold
That's
on
what
for
the
a second,
fuck is wrong
Tube.
with
Just
you?
give me one second, Tube. So, can you
Like,
prove
it
that these
literally
people
says
did
we
it?
let 'em out without
Can you
fucking
prove that these
jail.
people did it? Oh, got you. So, got you. So, let me get this straight. You just believe they did it. No, you just believe they did it. Oh, okay. So they just did it because you said so. Got you. So they just did it because you said so. Yeah. Had to mute that too because I would have got a copyright if I didn't. We're back. So let me give you guys a quick rundown of how our laws work, and how they should work. Okay, we can't charge people and hold them, or we shouldn't hold them under certain requirements if we can't prove they did said thing. The reason why they were released without bail, not cashless bail, without bail, is because we couldn't give them the necessary charges required to present the bail standard, right? So to set a bail on someone, you would have to be charged with said crime. The charge with some crimes would come from the evidence that you would have. They didn't have any evidence. They had nothing. Hence why they were released. And say they did the crime. Let's explore that. Say they did the crime. Since we couldn't prove it per our laws, we couldn't hold them. Because that's how things work. You're innocent until proven guilty. So we should be, if anything, more nitpicky of the fact that this investigation was not fruitful, and not at the fact that this has something to do with cashless fucking bail and Democrats, because we got so far off from the point. I simply asked for an example of how a Democratic policy, according to him, such as cashless bail, was useless. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Why are you inviting my backup? Did you mean to invite my backup? I do need to have my backup up here, honestly. Anti-cases. Anti-cases that had nothing to do with Democratic policies. I just want to point that out. That had absolutely nothing to do with Democratic policies. The first situation he gave about the DA, that is example of a mediocre DA. My question would be, where the fuck is that DA? I hope they don't have a job or some type of corrective action was taken. The second example of these undocumented migrants being able to utilize cashless bail to run on out. Cashless bail didn't even apply to them because they weren't given a misdemeanor or anything else. I'm reading the article that he gave me. Okay. Asking the public's help. Mind you, this is January. We read updated articles from February and March showing that they got the person who actually had the charge. But okay. I want to know why cops are getting exalted. No consequences will change this. Police arrested 5 men, but are looking for 7 more. These are 7 that got away, 5 that were arrested. Those 5 inevitably were let out because they didn't have enough evidence to say that they did the crime, right? And these 5 were a 19-year-old from Mississippi, a 19-year-old from a migrant shelter in the 81st precinct in Brooklyn, a 21-year-old from a migrant shelter in Queens, a 24-year-old from a migrant shelter in Jefferson Street, and a 22-year-old from, I guess they don't know where the fuck they are. Sources say only 1 has prior arrest for 2 shoplifting incidents where he allegedly fought with security personnel. That's it. 4 of the 5 suspects were released with no bail, charged with assault on a police officer, gang assault, obstructing governmental administration, and disorderly conduct. The 5th is waiting arraignment. A spokesperson for the DA's office said it requested ROR and supervised release because this is still an ongoing investigation. So this is the juicy part. They were released with no bail, charged with assault on a police officer, gang assault, obstructing governmental administration, and disorderly conduct. The spokesperson, blah, blah, blah. Violence against police officers is never acceptable. It is paramount. Speech. The PBA president expressed his outrage in a post on X, writing in part, attacks on police officers are becoming an epidemic, and the reason is a revolving door we're seeing in cases like this one. So this is a whole... I'm sorry. This is what I'm confused about now. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office said 4 of the 5 suspects were released with no bail. The one we already know, that was the one who set with a $15,000 bail. And they were charged with assault on a police officer, gang assault, obstructing governmental administration, and disorderly conduct. So these were charges that they would have had when they were released? Or are these charges that they got that were found to be unsubstantiated, because as of this article here, this is January the 31st, 2024. So as of January the 31st, 2024, they were released with no bail with these charges, which again is not an example of cashless bail. This is not a cashless bail utilization. This is what I'm trying to figure out here. What about this is cashless bail? If they're convicted, immigration then has the option of pursuing prosecution and deportation if they wanted to. The DA said they face up to 7 years in prison. The second degree assault charge is a felony, but they weren't convicted. They weren't convicted. The DA also says they are still collecting new video and interviewing witnesses as we speak, so additional charges are possible. Once they identify who played what role in the attack, additional charges could be coming at their next court date. Okay. Hold on. Oh, my fault, Naquan. Give me a second. So it looks like
up Khalif. Look up Khalif Bauer, because people like to talk about cashless bail and don't know the reason it was started. So Khalif Bauer,
that one's separate,
was a
right?
teenage
Is that separate
boy
from this one?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second.
That's the reason.
We're on this one.
All right.
We're on this one. Because Bretta was correcting the charges. Based off of this article, he would be correcting the charges unless the CBS News got it wrong. He would be correct with the fact that they had these charges, but their release had nothing to do with cashless bail. That's the correlation. The release had nothing to do with cashless bail, but according to this, they had the charges. And we can fast forward to, hold on, let me find this other article. And this was March 13, 2024. This specifically freed the individual that they were talking about. Hold on, what was his name again? John Boda. Because the claim was that this guy was flipping people off as he was released after committing a crime. That was false. They found no evidence. February 8th for the role in the attack. Stating in a court document that the participants were identified based on surveillance and body-worn camera footage. Citing court documents. Yeah, the Manhattan DA went ahead and said a thorough and diligent investigation was done on this one person that was exonerated. The rest of them, not so much. The DA's office told the court that another man, Marcelino Esti, has been identified as the person described in the complaint as wearing the black and white jacket with pink shoes, committing this assault, and that Esti has been charged for his participation. So this guy was charged. So we now have 2 people who have been charged at this point. This would have nothing to do with the 5 people who were released with no bail. This is what I'm trying to figure out. Because now I feel like they're mixing up. So there's the 5 that were arrested and then the 7 who got away. Of the 5 who were arrested, we have 2 that were arrested and charged. The other people were charged, but they got out. None of this has anything to do with cashless bail, but I'm very confused as to how they were charged with the crimes that we read, right? Governmental administration, gang assault. They were charged with this, and then they were still released. According to the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, they said 4 of the 5 were released with no bail. Bonds acceptable. We're just doing deep dives at this point. Trump supporters request up in the box. You're the demographic of people that I want to have a conversation with. If you do not believe that you are suffering from Democrat derangement syndrome, you're the person that I want to speak to. Because so far, the past 4 people have proven the point. While this is a curious case and in no way, shape, or form is associated with cashless bail and Democratic policy specifically. So, yes, Bretta, you very much are suffering from Democrat derangement syndrome. Go ahead, Naquan.
Yeah, Khalif, I can't pronounce his last name, but he is the reason that we started cashless bail. He was locked up at the age of 16. He was coming from a party. They locked him up for allegedly stealing a book bag. Alexa, God damn, you listen too much. He did 3 years on the island. He was beat up by inmates. He was beat up by the guards, and he spent a year in solitary confinement Like he literally lost his mental, and probably within a year of him being free, he unalived himself. That is the reason that New York pushed for bail reform. That's the reason we pushed for cashless bonds in New York for non of a violence offense. That is the reason. He is the main reason. They used his case to get that stuff done up here.
Thank you, Gucci.
So when you're advocating for black kids that's actually not violent to be sitting on Rikers Island, which is one of the worst fucking jails up here in New York. This is why so many people push to get that shit shut down. You are the one that's the coon. Because you don't really care about the black community getting a fair treatment in New York. Cashless bond was literally because of him and other black kids that sat on Rikers Island for years while waiting to go to freaking trial. And if you can't afford an attorney, you can't afford bail, nobody is speaking up for you. We know public offenders pretty much work with the states.
Yeah. And I did look up his claim about the sexual crime, and for what I found specifically in the state of New York, let's see, law primarily eliminated cash bail for most misdemeanors and nonviolent felonies, and in cases where bail is not set, because it's not just a general rule to where it is or is not in every single thing, it's up to the judge. Judges can impose conditions like electronic monitoring. However, the law has been amended to give judges more discretion and allow for bail in certain SMEX crimes, witness tampering, and domestic violence-related cases. Let's see.
Yeah, the SMEX crime, which I don't agree with, it's usually in New York they can charge you with a SMEX crime if you tinkling outside. If you tinkling outside in front of a school building or anywhere of a premise that somebody can literally see you, it falls under a SMEX crime.
Vincent, I think you just have chat access. I'll correct that in a second. So bail is still allowed for certain SMEX crimes, including some sexual misdemeanors and non-violent felonies. Well, we know, first off, I'm not even sure I fully agree with this, depending on how they define the misdemeanor and the non-violent felony. But to be fair, if it's non-violent, then it wouldn't involve forceful penetration, for one. And if it's a misdemeanor, it could be, what, indecency? Like showing it to someone? That is something that you would be allowed to get paid bail for?
Yeah. That falls under indecent exposure, or if you rub somebody on the train, or you touch somebody. Certain instances of that can fall under non-violent, which I don't agree with none of those shits. Like, to me, if you have enough evidence to prove that a motherfucker touched the person on a train and meant to touch them, they don't need to have a cashless bond. Me personally, I don't agree with that one. But also, we had it at the time that motherfuckers was getting picked up for a nickel. And if you couldn't afford a few $100s, you were sitting in there until your case was called. You were sitting there until your case was called. And depending on your age, you're going to the island, which everybody that's from New York, Rikers Island is one of the most fucked up jails up here. Everybody goes towards the island, and it's overcrowded. This is why they started putting people at the boat in Hudson and Hunts Point, or at the Manhattan House. Like, they had to start, and it was Obama that was literally trying to get the Rikers Island closed down because it was fucked up. The inmates, not even just the inmates, the COs in there are some of the most corrupt COs.
I'm reading a story on, I'm curious to see how allegedly lax these crimes are with sexual assault. We have James McCliver, who is 30, accused of raping a 20-year-old girl as she returned home from a night out with a boyfriend. This is claiming that he'd been nabbed 15 times before cutting a plea deal in 2019 in a Bronx sexual assault and burglary case. He made a deal, and then he was able to complete a 2-year rehab program. Then he got himself kicked out for using a substance. No one told prosecutors or the court. Then left him loose on the street when should have been in jail. Followed the woman into her building and raped her. 15 priors. In the 2019 crime, prosecutors say McClever broke into the bedroom of a 16-year-old. Broke the deal by using substances. City contractor that placed him in rehab says it sent an email only to McCliver's attorney, who says he missed it. This is the problem that I have with these arguments that are being made. So in this case here, first off, if you have 15 prior sexual assault crimes, there should be no plea deal. No plea deal whatsoever. And this is the issue that I more so have with fucking lawyers and their ability to work out these things, in which case we need stricter rules on stuff like this. But fast forward to when he's in the program. He's in the program and using a substance, right? He's using a substance. He was reported to his attorney. Attorney? Hold on. Make sure I got that right. I think it was his attorney. Hold on. He broke the design.
Yeah, I don't agree with the SMEX crime. I don't agree with a lot of the SMEX crimes that freaking they plead out like whatsoever. We have SVUs. Like SVU is really a real thing in New York. But a lot of these crimes that they plead out to try to catch the bigger fucking fish, I don't agree with. Like whatsoever. I don't agree with that shit at all. I hate it. Like I hate it because it gives a piece of shit still the time to go and do some dumb shit. I hate that shit so bad because literally people that was getting picked up with 35 fucking ounces would get a few years, but then you pleading out motherfuckers that's literally out here. Like that dude that just got 15 fucking months of the white boy that just got 15 months of freaking community service. That shit pisses me off.
So
like I when it comes to the sex crime, the SMEX crimes, I don't agree with the plea deals that they be giving out. I hate those plea deals.
No, this is what I'm going to. This is literally what I was just about to say. Hold on. This is actually ridiculous. This is actually ridiculous. I don't know why he thinks this is exclusive to red states, and this again has nothing to do with cashless bail. But this was the lawyer who was able to break this deal, and the DA who allowed it. So what they're saying is, what would have broken the deal is them telling the department that he was on this substance, right? And that would have broke the deal. He would have been arrested. This was reported by the city contractor who had him in rehab. He sent an email to the attorney. The attorney said they missed it. So none of this got to the actual officials. This was all just held within him and his attorney. Hence why he never got arrested and got the charge, and never was laid out later on to go and commit this assault versus a woman. Am I going to sit here and go, this is fine? No, this is not fucking fine. This is mediocrity. Every single person involved in this should be fucking fired. This still is an example of lackluster policies on. First off, we had an individual here. I believe he even attended the No Kings protests, who police officers were recorded, well documented, to be sexually assaulting people for several years. Police departments in Austin, Texas specifically, where numerous claims are made against them when it comes to assaulting women, and nothing was done about it. We just had a fucking whistleblower report that came out. Nothing was done about it. I am here in Texas, a red state where this happened. This isn't an issue of red versus blue. This is just meaty fucking awkwardity. And I'm still waiting. Hold on. Let's go back to... So say he only has one prior arrest for 2 jobs. And this is where a lady fought with security personnel, which also had a lot to do with, I guess, why they were released. Only one guy had 2 priors. The rest of them didn't. I'm still patiently waiting for the charge. Hold on. No. Wonder Bread, request up. Y'all about to get mad at me. That's fine. Wonder Bread, request up. I am patiently waiting for you to correlate this with cashless bail. Request up, Wonder Bread. I got you, Vincent. Request up. I just need you to correlate this with cashless bail. That's it. That's all I need you to do. That's all I need you to do. I will sit here and I will concede cashless bail has problems. If cashless bail enabled this crime to happen, you have yet to make that correlation. Thank you, Bugs for the $5 on Cash App. The whole chat is giving Bretta the middle finger. Yeah, most people do. Most people do. Request up. Where's he at?
I agree with Cashless. He's in here, I think. I agree with Cashless Bell because, like I said, I know the first time I got locked up and I could not afford to get out right then and there. I know that feeling. Definitely when I was fucking innocent, you do not want to sit on the island. You don't want to sit on the island. The island makes you either a monster.
I told him to request up, y'all. He's not in the request. Yeah, I know who he is. He's not requesting up. So if you guys remember the case of Megan Bowe, if you guys remember no, he was literally just commenting. If you guys remember the case of Megan fucking Bowe, Megan Bowe was a woman who found herself on the undocumented migrants, whatchamacallit. Do me a favor, Naquan, keep him on mute till I'm done talking. Found herself on the property of an undocumented migrant, asked to use his basement. He left, came back. She was gone. She was down there doing substances, right? The undocumented migrant, out of fear for then getting deported for reporting this, stuffed her body in a fucking trash can and left it there. Someone reported it. They found it, blah, blah, blah. This leads into a whole nother argument of like fucking DHS lying and saying he decapitated her, all this bullshit. But regardless, he is a criminal based off of hiding the crime. Doesn't matter if he did the unaliving or not. He hid the crime. And now he faces deportation, right? So the Trump administration, when they made this whole thing of he unalived the woman, all that stuff, none of that was the case. There was signs of her literally having an overdose because she was the one doing the substances in the basement of this person's whatever, right? Because they didn't have sufficient enough evidence to say that he did the unaliving, which then it wouldn't have been a violent crime, they let out this undocumented migrant. This undocumented migrant was allowed to roam the streets while this case was pending. Here's my personal opinion. Here's my knock on Chicago. The cashless bail is fine. It needs to be fine-tuned because while you did not specifically unalive the woman, you were still charged with concealing the body, which as far as I'm concerned should be just as bad, and you should have been held in prison still. That is a knock that I will give to that administration and how they weren't stricter with their cashless bail initiative. That's still not a knock on cashless bail as a whole, because we understand how it's broadly. I don't remember asking you to fucking speak yet. So the point of cashless bail, as Naquan mentioned, is for individuals who were arrested unjustly and held for crimes that they did not commit and later on was proven that they didn't do and then get no fucking restitution whatsoever. Cashless bail is simply saying, let's skip that. Let's stop taking money from poor people for crimes that they didn't inevitably do. That doesn't change the fact that it could be fine-tuned. Sure, absolutely. In this case that he's talking about here specifically, I have yet to see where cashless bail did this. So I'm now going to allow you to speak, Bretta, and you explain to me how cashless bail had anything to do with this.
With the crime itself? Or with the release of him? What are you asking? I'm sorry.
Would they not be released? Would they not be released of the said crime that you're claiming they did based off of cashless bail?
Yeah, but the assumption is that everybody is innocent, and you can give them cashless bail because you're innocent.
No, the assumption isn't that everybody is innocent.
How can you not assume that if you're innocent until proven guilty, sir?
Because that's not how it works.
The law states that they're innocent until proven guilty.
It's crazy, bro.
The law states that. So again, what does this have to do with cashless bail?
What? But what are you saying? I don't understand.
We have conflicting reports here. According to your argument, according to your article, he was arrested. Yeah. They were arrested and they had the charges. We went over the 4 charges that they had, and they were released with no bail. That is not a cashless bail policy because we know cashless bail would only apply to specific crimes under specific standards. This has yet to articulate that. We read. This is the same story. I'm back to your story.
Who did this?
What?
Who's the guy? Who did this?
I'm back to your story. There's the story you gave.
The police officers.
That they jumped the police officers. This is that.
Yeah. This was the one you
So
brought up.
which one of them? One of them? What? Tell me that story again. Why are you stressed out? I'm like sincerely asking. I was about to take a shower when you said request up. Then I had to get out of the shower.
Okay,
Get up.
cashless bell. Okay, cashless bell in New York is you signing papers saying that you will return to court.
Right.
Not getting a bail whatsoever is not cashless bail. You just released on your own recognizance. Like that's not the same thing. We've always had that in New York where they release you on your own recognizance on the promise of coming.
But that's when you're not. Listen. There's two things. You can only get a cashless bail when you're charged. Okay, because you can't get a bail if you're not charged. Right. This other case, he's innocent until proven guilty. Therefore, he wasn't given anything. That's a whole different situation. So what I'm telling you is like, understand that there's two different things, right? So a cashless bail, you were charged, and then you were released without bail. This person, was he charged?
So three of them later on.
With 4 charges.
Yeah.
About originally, I think 6 of them was charged with 4 or 5 charges. 5 of them bailed out. One was still sitting there.
And the church bailed them out. I remember that. You remember that, right, Naquan?
We have one was held on 100,000 cash bail, another was held on a 50,000 cash bail.
No, it was a church.
And we went over the story of the one who was held with the 15,000 bail. That was the one they had the most evidence on. There were some suspects who were released without bail. By the time of the indictment proceedings, they were no longer solely "quote unquote" cashless. Some required substantial cash bail to be released.
And I do know a few of them was actually mispicked up just because they was in
mispicked up.
Yeah, they was forcefully charged.
One of the one earlier.
It was like released. 1 or 2 of them was forcefully wrongfully charged.
But we couldn't prove it because they had hoodies. And
I literally started off with the story of the one guy where there wasn't just they couldn't find the evidence. The department. No. Okay, so I see. Okay, let's go back to the story here. We literally started off reading the story of the one guy who the department showed was falsely arrested. Falsely arrested. One was falsely arrested. The department determined that. Not they couldn't find out if it was him or not. They determined he was falsely arrested. That was the first story I read.
If you don't
have proof
who you arrested. Not you, but you in general. The system. If the system does not have proof to indict you, to charge you, then that's considered a false arrest. You could get out. You have 48 hours to interrogate a person if they are, 48 or 36? Which one is it? That you have like a time window to question them, and if you not have to release them.
No. They can only hold you for 24 hours for question, and they have 24 hours to put in charges. You have 42 hours or 72 hours, 48 to 72 hours to make it through the whole system. Like that means seeing the judge and everything and being arraigned. But they literally only have 24 hours.
One arranged or arraigned?
Arraigned.
Okay.
You literally only have 24 hours to press charges on you, which they could not come up with charges. That's the reason because released.
Hold on, but they literally do this with P3DOs. They don't have the thing, so they don't have evidence for it, so they let him go. That doesn't mean that he didn't do it. They just don't have evidence for it.
So we should just keep people in there without evidence.
No. So as I said again, Joan Boda was the one person who was not just released because they had no evidence. He was exonerated. I just confirmed this with the Manhattan DA's office.
How you get exonerated if you don't get charged?
You fucking tell me. That's what they did. After a thorough and diligent investigation, Joan Boda has been exonerated as a participant in this assault, and that the complaint against Boda was dismissed. Then they went on to find Marcelino St, who had been identified as the person described in the complaint as wearing the black and white jacket with pink shoes, committing this assault. And he was charged for this participation. I think I just read over. I can't remember.
Got his face.
I can't remember which one of his.
They got his face.
Literally,
because you can't charge him if you ain't get his face.
Literally,
so they got his face on another.
One was held at 100,000 and then 50.
You can charge a person by clothes if you can verify that is the clothes that they actually have on.
How can verify that though?
You can have video cameras, search warrant.
But how can you verify if they're not wearing the same thing?
If you can find the clothes with a search warrant in their possession,
if you can find the clothes.
Yes, if the clothes
shut the fuck up, Naquan.
If the clothes is still in their possession,
so if they catch me and I got the same shirt as a perpetrator, I can be charged.
You're a fucking moron.
If they find the clothes still in your possession, first of all, they have to get a warrant to go to your house. This is why you don't argue fucking law with everybody. If they find the clothes still in your possession, like literally, we have cameras that can tell your foot size, your fucking height size, and all of this shit. So if they can find the clothes and it literally match up to the fucking video to a T,
I just read it.
They can charge you.
Naquan, I just read it. He was charged. He was charged, and he wasn't released. Then they set the bail because he was a person wearing the black and white jacket with pink shoes in the assault.
But yeah, I believe it was two of them. I know one person was like literally released, I think, straight after them taking him in. I do remember the person that did get exonerated because he literally was damn near at trial. he was close to going to trial and he was exonerated. Like they dropped pretty much everything.
I'm still bothered by the fact that this is where I'm confused. This is where I'm confused because CBS is saying this one thing, and then we're seeing later on from the reports that those initial charges, many of them very much did hold up. So how the fuck did they get out?
I guess they didn't.
This is where I'm confused. This is the one thing he's correct about. If they had these initial charges, they got out without the bail. They had the initial charges, which later on was substantiated. I read over some of the bails. How the fuck did they get out?
Yeah, the thing about that, this is why I don't really like the justice system. To me, it got just ups and it's down. I know somebody that did murder, but because they could not find the weapon, that person was able to get off. I'm not cool with the person, but I know of the person. But because they could not find the actual weapon, like they had witnesses, but a lot of people can argue hearsay. They didn't have no footage or anything of that. But because they could not find a weapon, that person was able to walk scot-free. So certain things to me in the law system can be and does need to. I never will advocate for locking motherfuckers up. If a motherfucker is guilty of something, lock them, yes. I'm ACAP all day. But I also understand the harm that the fucking justice system do to people that cannot afford bail or a good attorney.
You want to know what's crazy about all of that, Naquan? This still wouldn't be a knock on cashless bail specifically and Democrats.
Yeah, because cashless, you're not getting out on cashless bail with Schmurder. You're not. If you have Schmurder charges, you're not getting out on cashless bail. It literally was for shit like DWIs, drinking in public, disorderly conduct. It was shit like that. Disorderly conduct before it was legal in New York. For if you got caught with 35, anything over an ounce, I think they was allowed to start charging you because they did change it a little bit to make it that you just appear in court. But if you had more than an ounce, they was taking you in. It was literally like freaking shit that most people would just be like, all right, and keep it pushing. It was dumb shit. not dumb. It was still crimes, but it wasn't shit that motherfuckers should have to sit in jail for 7-8 months before they go to trial.
I still feel like this is a failure on their part, though. Unless they're going as far as to say that the initial charges that they gave them were wrong. They were the charges that were there and present, and they got out. Just to be later on, the charges were finalized and they were set with these egregious bails. So I'm like, okay, so the Justice Department failed there. Absolutely. They definitely failed. But this wasn't due to cashless bail. This isn't a cashless bail issue.
Yeah, it sounds like they didn't. They had enough evidence to press charges, but not enough evidence to prosecute.
Yeah. So,
which
quick rundown, guys. Cashless bail does not apply to violent crimes. So, by definition, there is no way that cashless bail would have applied to any of these individuals because their alleged charge was assaulting a police officer. Violent. Does that make sense? Is everyone understanding? Because their charge was violent, cashless bail would have never applied to them.
But it also could have just been the judge. Judge do have a
little bit too much leeway.
Yeah, the judges to me, yeah, some judges do. They do, like, literally, because that the guy I was just talking about that got 15 months community service.
Japan.
Was supposed to have been doing 60 years.
Japan. He's not even here.
He was supposed to be doing he was supposed to have been doing 60 years. The judge decided to give him fucking 15 months of community service. To me, some judges use their powers in the wrong way. And that's what could have happened with these 4-5 people in the beginning.
Thank you, Vincent.
The judge could have used it wrong and gave them no bail.
It was the same thing with Megan Bowe. It was up to her discretion to look at the case and go, okay, technically you're not the person who committed the unaliving, but you hit a fucking body. Why are you walking the street? It would have been very much up to her discretion to arrest the person, and she didn't. That judge shouldn't be a judge. I stand on that. That's still not a knock to cashless bail.
Yeah, because cashless bail, when it was implemented, because New York was one of the first states, it was literally for low-level offenders. No, like violence, victimless crimes for disorderly conduct, maybe shoplifting, for having freaking an ounce on you, drinking while sitting in a vehicle, or DUI and you did not injure anybody. It was victimless crimes. That's what it was originally started for, people that could not afford to bail out. Like, sitting in a prison system and you're innocent can fuck up your life. It can fuck up your life.
God bless you.
Thank you again, Vincent. Yeah, I'm sorry. No one and nothing on the face of this earth can make me go, it's perfectly fine to arrest someone, especially when we understand how it's been used against black and brown people, to arrest someone, hold them for days at a time when many of them have jobs, responsibilities, kids to take care of, under the pretext of you can get out if you have thousands of dollars to. And then in a couple of days, when they figure out you didn't do it and they release you, you get no restitution whatsoever. Your life is devastated. Your job's fucked up. You couldn't take care of your home. You couldn't do this. Cashless bail is meant to address that. We have I ran off this story yesterday, the undocumented migrant who was just detained. And then the judge found that it was illegal for his detainment because he was literally taking care of his cancer, or I forgot what stage of cancer that she has, but he was taking care of her. And then there was no one to take care of her when they detained him. The judge could not immediately release him, but they can say you have to do it by the 31st. What's happening in the meantime, between time until the 31st? What's happening to that little girl? What's happening to his job? What's happening to his stuff? Like, I'm sorry.
See, that's another reason that it was implemented, because you got people that are literally, like, let's say a mother stole milk. Who's gonna keep them kids if it's just the mother?
God bless you.
Thank you, Gucci.
Or you your first goddamn time getting in trouble with the law. You You're gonna lose your job because you gotta sit in there for months,
Do
maybe
Republicans
30 days, and
do Republicans want people
like
to
it's
go to
crazy.
jail for stealing milk?
Like it's fucking crazy.
Do we really? I'm curious. Do we really want people to sit in jail over taking a carton of milk? Is that a thing that we want? I'm gonna go ahead and say
the
it.
sad thing is, again, I'm gonna wait till after you finish.
Okay, maybe this is radical left. I don't know. Tell me. I don't think anyone should sit in jail for stealing a carton of milk. Personally.
I don't think so. Neither candy bars, anything that you're taking pretty much to fucking survive. I don't think you'd be sitting in jail. Also,
I don't give a
guess
fuck if
what?
it's survival or not. You could want it. I don't think anyone should be in jail for milk. Why are we crowding our prisons with stupid shit like that?
And we're paying more to keep them in there than the fucking milk is worth. $4 for fucking milk, $5 for a gallon, probably, depending on where you live. It's gonna cost us. First of all, they gotta get tested when they first go in there. They gotta get tested for hepatitis and all this other shit, which is gonna be a a medical bill on us. You gotta feed them and put them. You have to put them somewhere to sleep. Right there's a couple of $100 just for a $5 fucking gallon of milk.
Let's test something.
Wasteful spending.
Let's see how lefty y'all are. Should someone go to jail for stealing a PS5?
I don't know. It depends on if I was trying to buy that one. If it's the last one in there and I was trying to buy it,
I want to know.
listen, either we gonna fight.
I want to know, chat. I'm curious. Should someone go to jail for stealing a PS5?
But a PS5, I don't even think it falls under. Right now, it doesn't even fall under a misdemeanor. Depending on the state you're in, it's
That would be on the price.
$500 or better.
Right. That would be the price. That would be based
Yeah.
off your state and the price. So, so technically in California, if you steal a PS5, their threshold is 900, Naquan? I think it's 900. So technically, with a PS5 being 500, you wouldn't do jail time off the bat for stealing a PS5. I'm more so of like, this is what I do. If you steal the device, right? You have two options. Let's say you stole it and you had it. I think you should be able to return the device and pay a fine. Right? That's what I think the law should be. You steal a PS5. If you still have the PS5, you should be able to return it and you pay a fine. Hurt their pockets. Make them think twice about their actions. If you no longer have the PS5 or any damage was done to the PS5, then you have to pay for it or
God bless you.
you do jail time. I'm cool with that. I'm perfectly fine with that.
I mean, that's what a lot of white collar crime people get charged with. Just paying back restitution.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally. Motherfuckers could have told million from people. Somebody could have unalived because they stole those million or unalived themselves. And a lot of them just get fined. Pay back the restitution and some community service and you're good to go. So why the fuck are we giving people that took a PS5 or calling them a carton of fucking milk time in jail?
I think the threshold in Texas is super
And
low.
if you sell it to me, I ain't never snitching. You good.
So
I give you close to the price. I ain't gonna give you the full price. You might get $300 if it's worth $400, maybe $250.
time on stolen
I ain't see shit.
goods in Texas. I'll do a PSA about that in a second. I forgot what it was in Texas. So in Texas, jail time for stolen goods is a Class B, begins at a Class B misdemeanor, which can result in up to 180 days in jail for property value between $100 and $750. So, 100. It starts at $100. They're not playing here in Texas. $100, bro. You can get up to 180 days in jail and a fine of up to $2,000 for stealing $100 worth of stuff.
What the fuck they doing? They giving you a day for each dollar?
So where you get into felony territory is if you steal something that's worth $2,500. With penalties increasing, the value goes up. Factors like prior convictions.
That one I believe falls under what is that? Grand larceny? I think that's grand larceny.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so to be fair, after the 750, then there's a Class A misdemeanor, in which case it's going to be between 750 and 2,000. And then when we're talking state felonies, that's going to be starting at 2,500. Okay. I'm fine with that. I don't like that it starts at 100. I actually think that's fucking ridiculous. But for the state stuff, the felony stuff, I'm fine with that. No one should ever pay more than $300 for a PS5. I have to pay $500 for mine. When I had a PS5, I paid that for mine.
I paid $450, $500 after taxes. $5 and some change after taxes.
Now, speaking of the food situation, November 1st is going to be a very tough time for a lot of people because it doesn't look like Republicans are keen on having a soul. So, starting November 1st, hell, fuck it, October 30th, 31st. If you think you see someone in a grocery store taking food, no, you didn't. You know what? I think, especially when I sold insurance, the policies that they have, and this is one of the reasons why many states have somewhat, like blue states specifically, have lax laws, is that many of these stores can just file a claim and get everything back, right? Like they're doing just fine. You walk into a grocery store or whatever and you take this much stuff, they just file a claim, they're good. A lot of them have specific budgets for that anyway and still make all the money that they do. So they're doing just fine. That's why I disagree vehemently with people doing crazy jail time for stupid shit like that. However, come November, if you think you see someone taking food and you didn't, you need to get your eyes checked, invest in some glasses, and mind your business. W Matty Raid, I see y'all down there. W Matty Raid. We're probably not going to be here for much longer. I don't think we're going to get any other ops. And it's about to be movie time. Let me see where the poll is at. Also, welcome into the Discord, Cannibal Kitty. Guys, those of you who are not in the Discord, make sure you join that shit. We're about to have a ton of fun in there. We've been doing more movie nights. Tonight, we're going to be watching a Halloween movie right before the end of the Halloween season. I need to see who won the poll, actually. Who won the poll? Halloween Town. All right, we're going to be watching Halloween Town in a couple of minutes. Halloween Town in a couple of minutes. Those of you who are in the Halloween spirit and you would like to participate in the watch party, join the Discord. If you don't know how to, the link is available in the link tree in my bio. When you open up the invite, if for any reason it's not working for you, you may click in the top right corner, the three dots, open it up in your own browser if the TikTok browser isn't working, and that should take you directly into the Discord. When you get into the Discord, you're going to see two channels that you have access to, the Welcome channel and the Get Access and Rules channel. Take a wild guess as to what you can do if you don't do what's necessary in the channel literally fucking named Get Access and Rules. Okay? So you got to do that first. Make sure you read it. Those of you on the tube side, the link is pinned at the top of the chat there for you guys to do all the good things as well. But yeah, we're going to be watching Halloween Town. Naquan, you had any final thoughts?
Also, if you or people in your area will need assistance, a lot of supermarkets do assistance. Like they will give out grants for food so you can help out yourself and your community. You got places like Wegman, Walmart, Walgreens. They do these donations and it's a tax write-off for them at the end of the year. So if you can, reach out to them. try to do it. I'm about to do it for Wegman so I can feed the homeless in my neighborhood. We're gonna have to buckle up and try to ride this out and literally stay community. Call on each other, depend on each other. It's not begging when you need it. This dude was yapping in the comments like crazy.
Yeah. Friends, you made a comment that said, funny, Bible is fake, but when a disaster happens, who y'all call on? Why did you make this comment? Friends, are you there?
Hey friends, you're on the panel, friends.
Hello?
Friends, you don't have to type in a comment, you're on the panel. Yes. You're on the panel, you can speak.
Hey, first of all, I was responding to someone saying that it was fake.
Okay.
The European Bible is fake. We can.
I don't give a shit about
Can you hear me?
litigating who believes what and who. I just found it funny that you came into a live with about 94
Can you hear
people
me?
in. Yep, we can hear you. I find it funny that you came into a live with 94 people and said this, assuming that all
No,
94 of
someone
us just
told
don't
me-
believe in
no.
God.
Hello? Hello?
Uh-huh.
I was only responding to someone that responded to me and told me that the Bible was fake.
Okay. And you think
It
people who
wasn't you guys. It
believe...
was just someone I said, excuse me?
Do you think people who believe the Bible is fake still call on God?
No, someone responded to me and told me because I said something about the Bible and they said the Bible was fake.
And then your response was, funny, the Bible is fake, but when
No,
a
the Bible was
disaster's
not
happen,
fake.
who y'all call on? That was your response.
No, you didn't read the other comments that you wasn't reading the other comments that we were talking back and forth to each other.
Again, I don't give a fuck
that was
about
my- that was my last
point.
say.
The
I said,
point
well-
here is, you said they responded to you saying it's fake, and then your response after was, funny, Bible is fake, but when a disaster happens, who y'all call
There
in?
was other text messages before then. Go all
I
the way back,
read
'cause we texted
those
like 4 or 5
text
times.
messages. So my question to you is, do you think
Who do you
someone who
call on when-
believes
who do you
a
call on when
Bible
there's a
is...
disaster?
I'm going to ask you this
Who
again.
do you call on when there's a disaster?
Do you think
Thank
people
you.
who don't believe in God call on him during a disaster?
Do I think that people that do, who do they call upon? When there's the first thing you want to do, you want to fall to your knees and pray, right?
Christians fall to their knees and pray.
Yeah, atheists don't pray, so they
First of
can't.
all, I'm not an atheist.
No
And I
one
had a
said
best
you're an
friend that was an
atheist.
atheist, and I turned her from being an atheist.
I didn't
Congratulations.
Say you. I said atheist.
I had a best friend that used to be an atheist, and I sat with her and went through the Bible with her, and she's no longer
Good
atheist.
for her. I'm going to ask you this again. Do you think someone who doesn't believe in God calls on him during a disaster?
Well, that's their choice at the end of life.
That's not answering my question.
Like I said, that is their choice.
Got you.
I
Their
wasn't-
choice.
I was
So I'm
only
going to go ahead and answer it
responding,
for you.
like I said
So I don't
before,
think
I
that
was
people
only
who don't
responding.
believe in God would make any sense on calling on said God during a disaster, considering they don't believe he exists. So your
First of all, like I
response
just
to that
said,
comment
read the
makes
other text
absolutely
message. You can
no
overtalk me,
sense
but you can't
whatsoever.
overtalk me.
I absolutely
I found
can
your
overtalk you
original-
because you keep asking me to read comments that I already did. Your point is
And ask you
moot.
okay.
I
Anyway,
found your original
someone
text.
told me
Hold
that
on,
the
miss,
Bible.
miss,
Someone told me
miss,
that my name is not Miss. My name is Jackie. Thank you.
Okay, your thing say friend, but I found your original text. It say the Bible say thou shalt not steal. Do you know Jesus sent his disciples into a community to steal a goat? It's in the Bible. He literally sent his disciples into a community to steal a goat. I'm Pentecostal. I'm religious. I do know the Bible. I also know that the Bible have been changed so many times by European people. Like literally, the Bible, Jesus sent his disciples into a community to steal a goat. So you saying God saying thou shalt not steal?
Hold on, what are
It's
you
kind
talking
of
about,
minute.
Naquan?
Her first comment was the Bible say thou shalt not steal. But in the Bible, Jesus sent his disciples, two of his disciples, to steal a goat, two or three of his disciples to steal a goat from the community. And he said, if you, what was it? If they ask you, I forgot exactly what the whole thing was, but that was her original argument.
I have no idea what Bible verse you're talking about.
I can't remember the verse. Hold on, I gotta look it up. I don't be touching the Bible no more, man.
Oh, hold on. I'm just bullshitting at this point, but I'm curious. Hold on, big screen. Now I'm curious. Did Jesus have his disciples out here stealing goats?
It was either a goat or a sheep.
Goat.
I'm trying to. Oh, it was a sheep. I believe it was a sheep. I'm trying to remember the freaking. Is it
if
Matthew?
you're talking about the story in Matthew 21, 1 through 9, he had permission.
What'd you say?
The owner had permission, or the owner gave them permission. He didn't send anything to steal a goat.
You got low.
Nothing suggests that the goat was or sheep was stolen. Like, I don't even read this shit like that, but we do have to be careful that we don't misinterpret it, because I'm not seeing anything about
I'm
stealing.
trying to remember. I'm trying to remember what verse it is. I could have sworn it was something in there about him sending them to take a goat. Oh gosh.
Well, yeah, the goat. It was a consented goat. My point is, the whole reason why I invited you up on this platform is it was just fucking random that you made that comment, and then you said you're not talking to us, you're talking to someone in the chat. So arguing with someone in the chat who would be an atheist or someone who doesn't believe in your God makes no fucking sense when your specific claim was, who do you call on in a disaster? And that's why I asked you, do you think people who do not believe in said God would then call on said God in a disaster? The answer is fucking no. So your response to that is stupid. Does that make sense? Am I making sense here? The mere assumption that when you're in a disaster, you call on God is ridiculous, because not everyone believes in your God and is religious. So I don't know why you would say that. They can't unmute their teacup.
That's what it was, Luke.
What's going on, Nine?
They teacup. It was Luke. Luke 19:29.
Anyway, friends, I think you're a moron. Have the day you deserve. That was weird. What do you say it was?
Luke 19:29 through 30. I know it was one of them damn things.
I don't know why I care this much about this guy.
Jesus was a thug, man. my boy Jesus was a thug.
You know, I do have a nitpick, y'all. I do have a nitpick. Fuck it, we're just hanging out now. I do have a nitpick. So I grew up religious. I grew up very religious. And while I'm not that way anymore, I do have a strong issue with people who aren't religious speaking on the Bible as much as they do, because I'm not going to lie, a lot of y'all don't know shit about it. A lot of y'all don't actually know that fucking book, to be completely honest with you. So it does annoy me walking into non-religious spaces and watching people misquote the Bible. So I'm like, I can quote the Bible and still make it look like shit. I don't have to make things up. It's no different from what I say about Trump, right? I don't need to make up stuff about Trump. I can just read his words and he'll still look like shit. So anyway, you said Luke 19.
Yeah, it was a coat, not a sheep or a goat. I got the animal mixed up.
Okay, sheep.
But yeah, he sent them in there, told them to untie it. He told them to untie it. If anyone asks you, tell them the Lord need it. He pretty much just had them go in there.
Nigga, did you give me the wrong chap? This is not in Luke 19 through 30.
Yes, Luke 19:29.
Luke 19:29, 29 through 30.
Yeah.
And it came to pass when he was
19.
come nigh to Bethphage and Bethany at the mount called the Mount of Olives, he sent two of his
No,
disciples,
hold on.
saying, Go ye into the village over against you, in which at your entering ye shall find a colt tied, whereon yet never man sat. Loose him and bring him hither.
It's the same story Blue said. Yeah. So it's probably in different versions.
But they didn't
it's
steal it.
in different chapters or something. And Luke, it tells him he sends his disciples into the village, where as you will find a coat tied on which
Yeah, but I just read it.
no
Look,
one has ever said on it.
whereon yet
If
never
anyone
man
asks
sat.
you-
So first off, Google got this wrong because Google said he had permission from the owner. But so I'm specifically reading here from the KJV. The KJV, whereon yet never man sat, which isn't necessarily an indicator that it wasn't owned by someone. However, I would argue this implies that no one owned this goat or sheep or whatever. What is this fucking thing? A colt. No one has owned this colt, therefore it's never been sat on. This is an indicator of someone owning this and giving permission, nor is this an indicator of him stealing it. If anything, it implies that this was just a random colt.
I always took it as he stole it because they literally went into a village.
This is the fucking problem I have
of
with you
people.
niggas. This is the fucking
Of
problem I have
people.
with you niggas, bro.
Like they went into a village of people. You come into my goddamn
Naquan?
village to take something. You stealing the goddamn
Naquan, you fucking maggot. I don't want to hear anything about I took it as, because that's not what it says. We just read it. We just read it. You see the problem, y'all? See the problem, y'all?
He sent them in there without permission because it in the scripture.
What
that
you
I
need
remember-
permission for?
Hey, Jesus was a thug. He stole from them men.
See, this this is what they be saying.
Blue,
This,
back me
this is
up,
what the
Blue,
maggots
back
be
me up,
saying.
Blue.
This is exactly what the maggots be saying. You damn low down heathens always speaking on the book and you don't know what's in it.
Gotta keep reading, Naquan.
Blue, no, back me up, goddammit.
Verse 32, those who were sent ahead went and found it just as he had told them. As they were untying the colt, its owner asked them, why are you untying the colt?
So it was owned.
Wait. Not Blue going. Not Blue going. Keep going. Thank you, Blue, for that. Absolutely. You see, look. You got two people taking sections to prove their point. Blue said add the context. Go ahead, Blue.
They replied, the Lord needs it. They brought it to Jesus in the next verse. Like, they got permission.
Oh yeah. And when as they were loosening the colt, the owners thereof said unto them, Why ye loose the colt? And they said, The Lord hath need of him. And they brought him to Jesus, and they cast their garments upon the colt, and they set Jesus thereon.
Okay, I don't remember the 32 part. I don't remember. I just remember partial of the story. Like I said, haven't picked up the Bible in I don't know how many years. If you're going into somebody goddamn village and just taking it, they just took it pretty much. If that man when it came out, they'd have kept going.
Well,
They'd have kept going. Yes or no?
well, okay, hold on. So yes,
Did it?
but basically, if Jesus told them to go into the village and get a coat where nobody sat on, they would have went and got the coat, and it would have been fine. The owners came out because this coat was owned by someone. It was like, hey, what are you doing? They're like, oh, Jesus needs it. And then they were like, oh, fuck it, cool. In no way did he steal it.
Jesus was a thug.
That implies that Jesus had already like set this up.
Jesus was he set it up for robbery. Jesus was a thug. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Going to a village, you see the coat, it's tied up, bring it here. Jesus was a thug. He was a socialist thug.
Why do we deal with him?
Why? I don't know, Blue. I don't know. Naquan is one of them people who's like, I want everybody to be a criminal. That's Naquan's whole motto. Everybody's a criminal now. You a criminal. You're a criminal. We all criminals. I was a young dumb kid. You was a young dumb kid.
He said, I can't be the only one that has something in common with this president.
Yeah. Jesus was a
Oh,
thug.
man. When you meet him, we will see who has the last laugh. Friends, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
I'm a deacon.
Sincerely.
Yeah, you Like
kick the dirt off your feet and move on, friends.
You voted for Trump. You have no room. Like I heard your background. I heard your TV in the background. You have no room to judge anyone because if I guarantee.
Wait, did they vote for Trump? No, they didn't. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. You didn't vote for Trump, friends. No, you didn't, friends.
I heard their TV in the background.
You didn't vote for Trump. Not to mention, you've been watching this for 25 minutes. It's weird. You didn't vote for Trump, friends. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Why Daquan lying on you? Why Daquan lying on you?
You didn't hear their TV in the background talking about Democrats this, Democrat that?
They could have been watching that. I don't think that's it. They said they're a Democrat, Daquan.
Okay. All right, so sorry for that one.
Nigga, that's strike two. Nigga, that's strike two. That's strike two.
Jesus was still a thug.
You lying. That's strike two. Naquan, get the fucking context before you tell stories, Naquan. God damn.
Jesus was still a thug. All right, I was wrong on that one. Jesus was still a thug, though.
Bye, Naquan. Blue, you got any final thoughts?
Everybody be kind to yourselves. Hug someone and tell them that you love them.
That is great advice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, guys. This nigga, bro said Jesus stole. Listen, again, I'm not saying I remember everything, but I'm like, never in my whole years going to church every single Saturday and some Tuesdays too. Never in my whole life have I heard anything about Jesus stealing shit. Bro said Jesus stole a goat. And then the people gave him permission to take the goat. Talk about Jesus was a thug. Then you were just out here straight up assuming that people who listen to the news that talks about Trump are Trump supporters. Lord have mercy. This is why the left lost the election. This is exactly why we lost the election. All right. On that note, let me go ahead and wrap it up on the Tube side. I need to start with y'all first because I stay forgetting. Everyone on the Tube side, appreciate y'all so much for tuning in today. We are going to conclude the live. It was one hell of a mess. But I appreciate you guys coming in. As you know, you're just as important as the TikTokers. You're helping me get the watch hours up, which should be done by November the 1st. We will try to run this again tomorrow night. I think we'll go live again tomorrow night. We'll try to run this again. Hopefully it goes a little bit better than today. Definitely not letting Bretta up. That was just fucking stupid. And yeah, thank you guys. Deuces.